So, how are we gonna start this again?
What's up, guys? So the podcast you're watching right now, it is an addition, or the segment you're watching right now is an addition to the podcast you're about to watch.
Correct.
Sadly, during that podcast, we didn't realize that this is the very first podcast of 2022. So we want to say Happy New Year's. We hope that your 2022 is even better than your 2021, that you achieve your goals for this year, and yeah,
and we, really, honestly, we just want to say thank you guys. Like, seriously, it's just the fact that
it's our
you
first
guys
year with the podcast.
First year with a podcast, and the support has been amazing from mom, dad, from from friends to family to even people I don't honestly know. The comments,
to
you guys
supporters.
are supporters. You guys are awesome. We joke around all the time about nobody's even watching this podcast anymore. We have like 2 subscribers left. No, before you guys actually stuck around, no, seriously, it's amazing, and me and Danny have so much plans on a whiteboard of like segments and things that you want to implement, but we just wanted to get the gist of what's core about this podcast out the way first. Now that we feel comfortable, we might want to start implementing newer things. So
No, of course.
So get ready for like a better and improve podcast for 2022 and adding newer features, newer things in there, and we cannot wait. More guests.
Starting with this first guest.
First guest.
Really cool topic, as you guys read in the
guys, title. As you guys read in the title, and honestly, he's awesome. You guys cannot wait. Seriously.
So yeah, I'm very excited. What are some goals that you have for this new year?
Goals for this new year.
Yeah, I like saying goals instead of like resolution, because the resolution is gonna last 5 days.
No, like honestly, I don't even believe resolutions, bro. Because for the most time, they're not even realistic. But this is, I don't like. I never really have a specific goal. My goal is just get better.
Get better
at everything because there's a lot of things that I want to do. I don't want to pinpoint anything, but it's the fact that if I can get better at every little thing incrementally that I do in a day-to-day, working out, waking up early, or whatever the case may be, that's my motto. Just get better. That's my thing. I just want to get better each year. It sounds cliche, but really, it's the little things that make the biggest difference.
No, yeah, seriously. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would say I want to do more. I want to try more things. I want to branch out more when it comes to content, just life in general.
Oh, here's one. Honestly, this is for the podcast. Me and Danny, we need to do more things outside of just work all the time.
Yeah.
I call Danny my friend, but I cannot count on my friends how many times we actually went out as friends. Mainly because we're busy, but...
We're business partners.
Dude, I don't even know this guy in real life. We just made it up for the podcast. Like, we just did. No, but yes. So that's our New Year's resolution. I think that would be really cool.
Just doing more... Like, get out of the same old, like, you do this, upload this, upload, car. Like, do a little more lifestyle stuff, or implement cars and lifestyle, or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see what you mean.
Just get out of that same momentum thing. I can't be wanting to grow and not really trying anything new.
Fair enough.
You keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results.
That's fair.
So I really want to branch out, do more, not more fun, because I already have a crap ton of fun. But, hey, even more fun.
Right.
And just get better.
I think that's fair. For me, is probably implement less fun and more work. Because but anyways, guys, that's kind of like what I was saying, where it's like if anything, I went on a little bit. There's certain things I wish I did more.
When you lay back.
Oh, my fault. There are more things that I wish I did more of, because I chose fun over those things, and that's why I said earlier, it's the little things. Sometimes I negate too much of the little things, and when you look at it, if I were doing these little things throughout the year, I would have done so much more.
No, I'm excited for this.
100%.
I'm excited, 100%. Man. I'm really hyped and excited as the neighbors are screaming right now and hitting something.
She's beating something.
Something's dying back there.
Something's dying. That's what I gotta say. Damn.
But enjoy to this podcast with our good friend Alex. You guys will see that, and Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, guys. And actually, you know what? We do have a question of the day in the podcast, but here's another thing, too. Write down your New Year's resolution or just anything you will accomplish this New Year's as well down in the comment section, guys. On top of also Instagram.
Or one thing you want to accomplish.
Oh, yeah, just one thing you want to accomplish.
In 2022.
In 2022.
With the trilogy of Tom Holland,
right,
we've seen his spider senses grow.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also seen him grow into his own and become like this man. Spider-Man from 1978 is a Japanese Spider-Man of like him having the torch handed down to him, but he can't use the Tony suit anymore because he doesn't exist.
He does have.
Did Spider-Man peak with this movie? That's true.
That's really all that matters at the end of the day.
Are we going?
Crazy?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the
Shift
Shift
Emotion
Emotion Podcast.
Woo!
Very special episode. We got a guest. We haven't had a guest in how long?
I think since we had Noir.tm.
Dude, that's like 10 episodes ago?
10 episodes ago. Yeah, that was
That's crazy. Well, we have a really special guest, a streamer, Marvel connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
A little bit.
I don't. He's being honest
myself because
right now.
I'm gonna get smacked in the comments. You know.
So
you're good.
we're gonna talk about a lot, but Jack, how's your day been going?
My day's been going good, but before we do that though, so real quickly shout out to Alex.
Yes.
These a guy that I've been that I work with. He's a coworker of mine now. I can call friend. Really one of the most genuine people, the homie for sure. One of the most genuine guys that works over there. 100%, no knocks on anybody else, but dude, he's super genuine. And we've been talking about this for a minute, and he's finally
100%.
here. So
Let's
I'm
go.
stoked. Danny's stoked.
Thank you for
100%.
being
You
here,
guys
making
gonna
out
love him,
time,
bro.
It's
and
wild. It's wild.
His
Honestly,
personality matches us, bro. We're wild. Trust.
Love it.
Trust.
it's crazy because the entire time, like I was just saying right before the record, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It honestly, trying to hold our tongues of like the movies and stuff like that, and
Exactly.
just like our passions and things like that,
It
we
just,
Yeah.
constantly keep clicking at work and stuff like that.
100%.
Yeah, and
He was
honestly, like through your podcast and stuff like that, you guys have this energy of just like constantly being able to bounce around. So you know,
Yeah.
and this is like I just said, my first project doing like outside of my control. So it's cool to be able to like have people host it up and just like
Facts.
you know like let me bounce off of you guys and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
That's gonna happen.
do you want to tell them kind of what you do and
just
something along
this?
this?
We're gonna dive in deeper,
Yeah.
obviously
sure,
later
for
on,
sure.
but just a quick little icing on the cake for them, you know.
I don't. It's really hard to do a synopsis, but like long story short, I'm a streamer, right?
That's awesome.
And I've always, since a kid, wanted to do some form of content.
Yeah.
It started off with music, and I always thought I was like the best hip hop artist, even though every rapper says they're the best hip hop artist.
You gotta be confident. You gotta be confident.
Yeah, it's true. True.
Unless
And then-
it's JJ Fish.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember that guy? Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's funny. But yeah.
No, but yeah, and like it translated over to streaming and stuff like that, and especially over like the pandemic, there's a lot of people that just feel a little bit secluded and alone.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really dope to have a stream where people can come through and like, you know, it's the typical thing where streamers always just say like, oh, I'm here for like the people and like a safe place for people to be and stuff like that. But, you know, with my community, my goal, and especially even through YouTube videos, which I've had multiple iterations, but landed on Sergeant Swagland now, is mainly just to like, and we can jump into that too. I don't know how I came to be, but
Sergeant Swagler, that's hilarious.
each video or each stream is dedicated to have my crew, me and my crew, just have a wild time, and just the content kind of spews from us just having a good time. And it's never really planned or anything, really. It's like, oh, we'll do like this game, but it's not necessarily like scripted or anything. We'll just play the game. And it's almost like the old-fashioned YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying, from like back in the day with, it's very nostalgic.
Yeah. Like just like regular vlogs from like
Exactly.
boyfriend versus girlfriend and all
Exactly.
these people.
You
Yeah.
know, with like the twists of how like nowadays kind of editing and like bringing the rules of what is entertaining to nowadays audience, but utilizing the formula and just like having fun like the past in a sense. You know,
So that's cool.
yeah, and you know, because of work and stuff, I haven't really been streaming too much,
Right.
but there's
Same
been a
with
lot
the
of like,
podcasts either. To be honest, work has been there.
yeah,
Yeah, work is
Yeah.
work. Let me tell you. But hold on a second,
Go ahead, go
'cause we
ahead.
don't want you to go too deep.
Yeah, sorry,
we wanted
sorry,
to, because
sorry.
we wanted, because how rude can we be and asking you, how's your day doing, bro?
Dude.
How have you been, dog?
Honestly, it hurts. My body, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I said I was gonna go get food, right, I had to get out.
Right.
And the thing is, you know, that's the last thing you want to do when you get out of work. You
You
get in
just-
your car, you don't want to get out.
Right.
I
Yeah.
made the body sacrifice because I knew, and that sounds like such a 21st century issue.
Right.
But made the body sacrifice of getting out of the car, knees aching, dog, hurting, and I'm like, fuck it, and I just, you know, stood in line like a man, bro. Didn't say a thing, defeated. But I knew I was gonna beat the people in line that were in the drive-thru. You know what I'm saying? So made that sacrifice. But I'm all right. We're here. We live.
You're here. That's good.
We
I'm
love
good, bro. You
right.
guys?
Honestly,
Decent.
go ahead, Danny. Just be
I'm
honest.
all right. Today's
Danny's
been a
having
pretty-
hard day today.
Now I'm good. I mean, today's been a regular day. I uploaded a video. It's doing pretty decent.
That's what's up.
I'm starting to do more reaction style videos on my channel. I'm pretty excited for that. But yeah, I mean, just regular day.
Mailbox.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's bad.
For myself, honestly, I've just been having it's just been a strange day in terms of like as what I'm talking about, just the unknown, just like knowing how the rest of the week's going to be, and I hate not knowing certain things because he helps me plan my day better. Like, are we doing this or doing that? But at the end of the day, though, we're here and we made things happen and we're making moves, man. That's awesome.
Dude, is it just me or did yesterday feel like a Sunday?
Honestly, yesterday felt like a Monday. I gotta be honest with you.
It felt like a straight up Sunday.
Did it really?
I
Nah,
refuse to
felt like a
believe
Monday
it was
to
a
me.
Monday.
I don't know about you.
I'm
but
gonna
it
be
felt like
honest.
Monday.
I don't remember what day it is anymore. It's the end of the year. Is all I know.
That's all,
That's
know.
all I know. We're
all I
literally
know is
end of
New
2021.
Year's is somewhere in there. Okay, it's there.
It's such a weird week after like Christmas.
It is
because New Year's gonna come,
It's
so
gone,
it's like
dude,
this
it's gone.
weird.
It's
I don't
like,
know.
It's like that's the most hated week. Like, why?
It's like
are
we
you
got some
here?
days left. We're like, all right.
No, like literally, if you think about it, like that's the most hated week. Like, why are you here? Like, we just want we finished the holidays. Now we're waiting for New Year's. Why are you there?
You
Like,
would
what's your
think, right, with like the pandemic and things like that, we went through a pretty hard time, right?
Right.
You would think we'd learn online shopping, right? You'd be able to just order it, have it delivered.
Not at
Nope,
all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm gonna be right there.
I'm gonna be right there.
Yep.
Still right
Every
there for
single
Black
day.
Friday. Still right there. It's like, sir, you do realize there's something called the internet, right? It exists. But with that being said, though, question of the day, Dan. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Damn. Okay. Question of the day. We got a streamer. What is your favorite video game?
Ooh, you know we got it. You know that was coming.
I feel like we've asked that before, but I don't care.
We probably have, but actually, no.
Let
we
the
haven't.
guest go first, actually,
haven't
to answer that.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It's gonna have to be Rocket League, dog.
Rocket League.
I'm not surprised at all.
Interesting.
I'm not surprised at all. This man.
I'll never forget the day
shits
that
on
Rocket
people
League
Rocket
came out.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 2015, 2016?
2014.
2014,
So,
wow.
2014,
Damn.
So technically, right, to give a little bit of Rocket League backlog, right? There was a first game that was on PlayStation 3 that was a demo,
Oh, wow.
and it was called Super Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars.
That's a horrible name.
that's a
Terrible name.
Marketing.
Compared to-
Dude, that's so bad.
Fire your marketing team for sure.
I mean,
That's
we
terrible.
technically we got Rocket League now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a fire name.
That's
Yeah,
a
it's
Rocket
Rocket
League. Yeah,
League.
100%.
Not sponsored, but essentially,
Someone please sponsor us.
please.
Pay our bills. Appreciate you.
Right?
Literally.
For real, please. Help.
Help. SOS. Oh my God.
Little side note, remember how I said my knees were aching? I feel like the dude from SpongeBob that was in the casket that made of glass. He drops him on the stairs.
I
Oh, that's me right now, dude. Honestly.
God damn, dude.
Um,
Oh my God.
but yes, it came out in 2014 on PlayStation 4, and I remember the day, dude. I randomly played it, and it was the craziest experience. You legit, for anyone who hasn't played it, or for people who have played it, you'll understand. You, instead of like playing like NBA where you are passing the ball and you press Y or A to pass it to a specific player or have your own character, you are the specific player and
Yeah.
you have to make every incremental move to be able to make a shot work. And the thing is, it's crazy, bro. You put two pros together and they can't replicate the same shot identically because that's how to the T
Damn.
that game is.
Never thought about it like that.
It's wild,
That's
dude,
crazy.
honestly. And to be honest with you, you know, it's on a decline right now just for the sake of like they got to pump out a little bit more content, but at the same time, like the loyal fan base were there and we haven't stopped since the game released in 2014.
So what makes that game popular? Like tournaments? Because I know it's like pretty much the same thing. You got to score a goal, and that's
Oh,
Yeah,
Danny,
yeah, yeah.
real quickly. Hold on a second. Real quickly. We're going to edit this part out, but I forgot to say spoiler because we're going to talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So just like make sure you put a spoiler.
why are we gonna edit this out? You're just gonna tell them there's gonna be spoilers.
Do you want to do that like, yeah.
Right. All right. So anyways, we're not going to edit this out because I'm an
Why are you
idiot.
repeating it, Jack? They already heard you.
It's been too long, folks.
It's
Too long.
bro. My name.
My
That was
knees.
a hard name, bro. No, guys. So real quickly though, we're gonna talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. If you have not seen it yet, I don't know why you probably shouldn't do that, but please, skip this podcast altogether until you have. Until
Oh,
you haven't
listen
seen
to it. I mean, you know.
If you want to.
If you want to, if you don't care about spoilers, but we're also gonna put it on the title as well, just so you know. So please do sign away from this, okay? But go ahead. So you were asking a question, Danny?
Yeah, what makes the game so popular? Like, why?
So
I know that the mechanics and it's like one of a kind, and it's
let me ask, like, when you're watching, do you watch sports?
yeah,
Are you a big sports fan?
not huge, but I mean
UFC,
decently.
come on, bro.
UFC,
UFC,
yeah, it gives me-
UFC.
yeah.
Okay, you have UFC fighters that are professional,
Right.
Right.
Correct.
And then you have people that are training to become professionals, right?
Correct.
Then you have people that are kids that are watching the people training to become professionals, right? There's a whole generational piece to it, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now, it's, of course, a smaller gap because it's a video game and it's only been out since 2014. So there's not 80-year-old men, probably are, maybe, playing the game and, anyways.
Right.
Seeing a professional pop off in a game when you play it yourself and you're like, man, this move is tricky. And then you see the professional do it with ease and a professional level in front of a crowd. You're like, damn, that was good.
Right.
I want to try to do that. I want to try to learn to do that. And just like in sports where you see LeBron do a layup and you're like, man, I want to go out there and practice. And you do it every single day so you can do it perfectly. It's the same like magnetism.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's weird, right? Because someone like who has ADD like me, we have so much to learn that it just never ends, right?
Okay.
And in the game, it's not like a first-person shooter like Warzone or something where you would just load in and you would play against other players. You also have training. So like picture a professional, right? They would go out into a sport game, they would play the game, and then they go out of practice.
Right.
It's the same thing in Rocket League. You got training, you've got different packs that people create to make you get better at certain mechanics.
That's crazy.
There's custom maps that people create to like, there's this one called the Rings, which is like big rings all around this map, and you have to basically fly through them to go through the level.
That's sick.
And eventually the mechanics you learn is like air roll, which is like spinning your car in a circle, and you do that map constantly to learn how to do that in a consistency without stopping.
Wow.
Like there's just so much to grow.
I
on.
never
It's
knew
like-
there was that much of a
Honestly,
mechanic.
I really
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
I
it's-
really didn't.
it's
I
so
honestly
wild.
did not.
I guess it's kind of like Fortnite for me, which is not my favorite game, but
For sure.
like seeing like Ninja, Tfue, and all these people pop off,
Right.
and like seeing all the crowd behind them and them just doing these amazing things. Obviously, you're gonna get pumped up and want to do the same.
And
So
I'm,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but like
No,
what I was saying with the generational thing,
Yeah.
it's wild because
Yeah.
you have people that are pro level
Right.
that are 18, 19, about to be 20. That started when they were 16 because of the years going by. But you've had kids watching them that are like 11, 12 or whatever that are damn near at that level trying to go into professional leagues, and they already have like that much mechanical
Yeah.
training since they're young, dude. And it's wild because it's just like basketball or sports where it just keeps evolving. And Rocket League right now is at a state where we most likely are going to get a second generation of it on a new engine, which is Unreal Engine 5,
Ooh, that's
making the
crazy.
game crispier, more frame rates, better maps, better connection to the servers and things like that. So there's a lot of success and a lot of attention towards it right now, especially because it was semi-recently bought out by Epic, which makes it already
Really?
have eyes on it. Yeah.
Is that what you normally like mostly play? Rocket League or?
So that is majority of what I play, but there's a new game called Elden Ring coming out.
Oof.
Really?
Dog.
Heard about that dog.
Haven't
It's-
heard about that one.
It's
No,
basically,
Dog, it's stupid.
if you've ever heard of a game called Dark Souls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's a newer generation of that style of game made by the same developers, but also co-written and designed by George R.R. Martin, the guy who did
Game of
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I almost said Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, but I see why
Semi-close.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tolkien is the one that did.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings,
So essentially, like I'm just really stoked for that like open worldness.
Isn't that the exclusive game for Xbox, or is that another one? Remember the one that Xbox is making exclusive? It's gonna be like Skyrim with I believe with like Skyrim with God of War graphics.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
think
Amazon's
Skyrim
game,
had
Because
pretty decent graphics, though.
I mean, it's been
Well,
out
it's
for
an
a hot
old
minute.
game.
It's been
When
old
it came
games.
out, okay, when it came out, when it
I'll
came
be
out.
100% right,
Yeah.
but we talking about the thing.
I don't know the game you're talking about, but it sounds lit.
No,
Wait,
we're gonna
didn't-
have to look into it.
Didn't one game that's like Minecraft in real life just drop?
You mean
Minecraft in real life.
you talking
It's
about,
kind of like that. It's like survival. You gotta make yourself a house and things like that.
And
it's an open world.
You played the Jordan like what the is that game you guys were playing?
Oh, it's a free to play. Oh fuck, I can't remember the name.
yeah,
of
you
it.
remember that one?
I
Yeah,
know
that was
exactly-
so
I
funny.
know what you're
bro.
talking
That was
about.
so funny.
Is that one? Yeah.
There are a couple games that are coming out that are alongside like Elden Ring, but there's like, I was really excited for Halo, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole,
Yeah.
but
It's
like,
trash.
dude.
I want to say
It's trash.
It hurts.
If we because then if we do, it's gonna be a Halo
whole other
podcast.
podcast.
We don't
Yeah.
wanna
I'd
do
have to
that.
dive into it.
We have
just
to dive
like-
into it because it's not just
Alright.
to call the game trash is not fair, but at the same time it's garbage.
All right, let's move on. Your favorite game?
My favorite game. We're I think at this
Whoa.
point these guys know what my favorite game is. We gotta talk about it.
Halo, right?
Halo for sure. But to be honest,
Sorry.
Halo 5. Halo 5 is amazing. I don't care. What
Isn't that the latest one?
No, Halo Infinite is the latest one. Halo
So-
5 to me.
Interesting.
I know a lot
It's like an older or like a newer
a
one.
newer one. I know, and I know it sounds crazy. And I told Alex the same thing because I know a lot of people like think that game was garbage. But in my honest opinion, that game, the movement system, the movement system in that game is awesome. I
I'll
love
give
it.
you that. I'll give you that.
It's great.
But
It's amazing.
I need you to declare right now
What's up?
that campaign was doo-doo.
Oh no, that campaign was absolute garbage. Like honestly, fire your whole writers
Really?
board. Like just fire them.
And the people who did the
Chase the chief, bro. You even get that bullshit out of here with that nonsense. And Cortana, dog. All right.
I never once played campaign mode on Call of Duty or
Word?
anything else.
Okay,
Are
I
you
can
serious?
understand. Neither
Nothing.
did I.
Even back
I never really.
soap.
Nothing.
I mean, I know a little bit of it. I
What?
know you guys.
Same
seem
as like
Oh,
League of
right,
Legends.
oh my
Same as League of Legends, which is my favorite game. Watching Arcane, I knew
Oh, I was
nothing
gonna
about
ask
the
you that.
lore.
Oh no.
Nothing.
I know
Really?
about the lore. 'cause
Nothing.
I actually
Just
like
learning
And
it
I've been
through Arcane?
playing it since I was like 13 years old.
I kid you not. He didn't know.
Word.
I loved. I knew
But
some stuff.
knew
I
what
can
Arcane
understand
was,
that.
yeah.
The
And
game
then my
is like
friend
that.
that's like a super fan, he's like, bro, how did you not know what that was Caitlyn? And I was like, dude, I had no idea who that was.
Then how
You're like,
do
it looks so
you
different
just
from
have
the
to
game.
at
Yeah.
least know of like, come on, dude. Like you didn't know Caitlyn, the girl with the sniper. She's been there since like 2013.
And she was using a sniper in the show.
You're like, what the fuck?
Dude, they were like, dude, how did... They were like, Danny, were you using your brain while watching that? I was like, I had no idea.
Oh my god. All right.
But mine's League of Legends.
For sure,
I've been playing it forever. I love the style of the game. It's MOBA.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mechanics to it, different
I like
champions.
Dota better. I think Dota's better, but that's my opinion.
Get up right now, like just leave.
All right, guys,
bro.
end of the podcast. Alex, you're cool, bro. I gotta go.
All right, dog.
Man,
Ejectocito,
leave,
cuh.
Yeah, man.
Did you like Arcane?
I loved it, man.
Yeah?
I loved it.
Yeah.
He's gonna
My
start
uncle watched it. And he's never.
Really?
He doesn't even know what League of Legends is.
Oh,
He
that's
loves
awesome.
Arcane. He's like, oh yeah, papo. He's like, oh yeah. He has like a small, like a saying between like my brother and I. He does, oh yeah, Scooby Doo, because we loved Scooby Doo as a
Yeah.
kid. So Scooby Doo, you gotta watch Arcane.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so
what?
hard.
That's awesome. I thought only like League people would
No.
watch
Like
it.
enjoy it.
Dude,
That's
nice.
actually wild. It reaches a wide audience.
Yeah.
For example,
I
The
like that.
Witcher. You think only people who played The Witcher game would enjoy it? Witcher's like number one in Netflix.
I saw that.
It's dude.
I gotta
amazing
watch it. I
show.
haven't even watched it.
Great show, bro. Second,
And I gotta play the
first
game.
season I feel like is a little better than the second season because it was second season
I heard
was
the
too
opposite.
much. Really?
Yeah.
Here's why I disagree real quickly though. Just the fact that I feel like season 2 did a lot of like less action but more story pieces to get ready for season 3 and I hate
Yeah, we need
it
action,
almost
bro.
feels
We
like
need
filler.
people dying.
Yeah, we need people dying. Like there was action, but it was so much like exposition dump on you.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, all right,
But I felt
let me
literally
see.
like I was in a maze during season 1. I was like, where
Yeah,
we going?
because of
Where we
the-
going? I was
because
getting
of,
juked,
yeah,
bro. My ankles.
Really?
Brain was like being crossed.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, because of the timeline thing, but there was just this mystery, and I feel like that one there sometimes have the mystery because we series like this amazing. But anyways, let me check it out for sure.
Dope. What do you guys want to talk about?
Huh.
You want to get into Spider-Man already or not?
No, we want to get know about this guy first.
True.
So we can go a little in depth. So,
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead then. If you have any questions.
Why streaming?
Why?
Yeah.
Dude, it's super fun.
Actually, where do you stream, on Twitch or YouTube?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's to be determined right now, only because I did actually do an experiment for a YouTube video, whether or not streaming on Twitch or YouTube was a good option. And I actually did it before, like, all of these bigger streamers are starting to come now on YouTube. And there's a lot of things that YouTube needs to catch up,
Yeah.
because Twitch has been around for such a long time as far as a streaming platform, so it has a lot of great essentials. But again, YouTube brings a wider audience.
That's what I was thinking.
And it has already set utensils that were already better than Twitch. Like having your full stream ready to go for the entire time, and it'll always bring you revenue. And that's, of course, speaking for people who have monetization, but that is something to look forward to if you're looking to grow within that space. So long answer short, I would honestly say I'm probably going to go to YouTube soon, but I don't know. But as far as why streaming, it's wild. Being able to sit back and like play a game and have something happen live, but have people there that support you and get to experience, like, you know, almost like the moments where like you have something wild happen to you. You're like, damn, I wish I would have had a camera here.
Right, everything happens live.
I see what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
So exactly, everything happens live. So it's really cool to have those moments with an audience because you can clip it.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead.
So I have experience with his saying. So when I first met him, he would show me a clip of like the game that you were mentioning, like the Wicked Bill Survive, and his homeboy that he streams with is Jordan, another cool guy. We probably won't have on the podcast as well. Probably sometime.
Yes, sir.
All I heard was they were just playing. I heard in the background, what the fuck is that? And it was just the fuck. And like for the past week, it lived in my head rent free because it was just such a raw reaction to when you
like
first
in the
see a
moment,
boss.
just
When you first see the brute or Halo for the first
scared
time,
for
you
your
just
life.
and your reaction now you can actually like have that as a memory piece and
Core
people
piece.
can always go back to that.
Yep.
It was such a raw like what the it like dude sound literally terrified like what just happened, bro?
Dude.
It was so funny.
It's crazy,
bro. Like,
dude.
It's so funny, yeah.
And it's so funny because like
Right.
you have moments like that, but you also have like really surreal moments.
Right.
Like not to get super deep, but essentially there was a dude who was down on his luck almost like a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And he was not having the best day. Like he was gonna go for it. And and he came to my stream. He lives in like Germany. He came to my stream and I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 at the time.
Fire.
And it was like 1 in the morning, bro. 2 in the morning. Don't know why I was streaming, but I just was doing it for shits and giggles. And homeboy comes through and he goes, man, you're really making my day. And for him, he's like it's still daytime for him. He's like, you really made my day. And like, I was really having like, you know, giving me the whole spiel. And I'm like, listen, dude, like, I'm so thankful you're even here. Like, you don't understand how much of a service you're doing for me. I want to be able to reach people and be able to have an audience to be able to feel like they're okay and stuff like that. Because I know how it feels to be that down in your luck and not have someone next to you or someone to like listen to just distract you from what the whole day even looked like. Fast forward, I'm having like a pretty decent stream, and this is actually when Jordan had reignited because I'd taken a break for a while. And he comes to my stream, bro, and he actually raids my stream with like 27 viewers. And
that's
I don't know
awesome.
if you're familiar with raiding and stuff.
Yeah, that's when someone ends a stream, they send them too, right?
Exactly. He did that, and he's just like, you were there for me, man, and I want to be there for you. You deserve it. I was like,
Wow.
Bruh, that's
man.
dude, that's hard.
It gets crazier. 2 people from his audience. One of them gives 10 subs.
Wow.
And I was blown away, bro. I started like tearing up. I'm like, dude, send it back. I don't want that. Like, I just want to be here for you. And he's just like, Mr. Riff, that's the gentleman. He's like, Mr. Riff told us to send you love. I was like, damn. And then immediately another person, 10 more gifted subs. At that point, I was close to ending the stream. I was like, because I just couldn't believe it. I was like, you know, I've been doing content for so long that
You know why we're laughing? Hold on, bro. You know why we're laughing? We always joked about off camera. There's gonna be a day where someone's saying a sad story, and he's gonna start recording. He's gonna tell him, "Yo, can you do the raw emotions again?"
When he was going
I was deep in it.
Look, when I saw like him at minute 23 and he was
He got deep in it. He said, "Oh fuck, motherfucker had to crawl." Shit, I gotta reset my shit. I hate that, bro. Honestly, I've been through that, dog.
So for the sake of the joke, sitting here with the raw emotions.
Can you please repeat that, please?
Good thing I caught it in time. I kept staring. I'm like, at 24 minutes, this will end.
Oh my
It's a wrap.
Dog, that's
It's a wrap.
funny as hell, bro. All right, my bad, bro. That's funny.
But yeah, to that streaming, I think that's the
Yeah,
great
go
thing about streaming. You can have moments like that. Whereas YouTube, you touch people, but it's hard to see the feedback the same way just because they're watching the video at a different time. And there's that, you edit the video, upload the video, and then people see it over time.
Yeah, and not to cut you off, I think
no,
there's
you're good. No, go ahead.
there's genuinely like a great thing about doing YouTube videos or like content that you can keep stapled to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's a really hard time with balancing work and trying to almost come up with inspiration to then execute those ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I'm sure that there's a bunch of people in the world that can do it, but there's so much burnout, especially in the field that I
100%.
work in. Like I have so much mental drain at the end of the day. I have decision fatigue. So
Yeah.
and like, you know, for a whole month and a half I had a challenge with my boy where we would see who uploaded the most videos. I uploaded every single day for the month of January. I had a
That's
video
awesome.
every single day, and it was
That's
wild.
hard.
And it was fucking awesome, and it actually
Super
got
difficult, I
the ball
bet.
rolling. And I was like, this is so much easier after you do like multiple videos. You
Uh-huh.
can post every single day. But dude, after that, after I won the challenge, I sat back for February like a fucking king. But I was so exhausted, and I was like, I don't know what else to make.
That's why balance is such a great thing and to keep in mind whenever you're getting into like uploading videos or just content in general.
So it's so crazy because you two could like really bond over like being content creator because you've been doing it for such a long time and you've
Yeah.
been doing it. And Danny's always been telling me, Jack, we gotta do this. You have a personality. I've had people tell me I have a personality, and literally off camera, I was just talking to Danny about this. I'm the type of guy because I'm new to this space, being honest with you, like being a content creator, not really, because like, it's really just me and Danny doing it. But Danny is always like, bro, read the comments, man, because they're really dope, because Danny's used to it. And yesterday, and I was like, let me just actually... Like,
that one comment?
but really, though, I went back and two comments, really, three things, actually, that always got me. One of them was actually a boy that I know, like, I actually recognized because he's the same Instagram name, the same
really?
YouTube name. And he said, Jack, I'm so proud of you because you're finally using that personality of yours that people have been telling you for so long to use, and now you're actually using it to make other people's day, bro. Keep going, brother. I'm like, bro, that's different.
That's what you do it
So
for,
I was like,
man.
that's what you were talking about. So that's the feeling that you get when you see people kind of like
Right.
encourage you. And the second one was my boy Randy. Shout out to Randy. I remember he hit me up. We haven't talked in a while, right? He hit me up. He's like, bro, honestly, I was listening to the podcast on my lunch break, and you guys are hilarious. Bro, you guys are making me laugh. And I was like,
That was dope, yeah.
on your lunch break, you could be calling your girlfriend. You could be doing anything else. You take time out of your lunch break to listen to our podcast. I mean, like, cause I know I have work too, and there's so many other things I'd rather be doing on my lunch break. But for me to take that time, like, to really just watch us just talk about nonsense for like a whole like hour or whatever, and to me that's cool. So like I can understand the part of like making other people's like thing kind of just motivate you. So that's something I could kind of like chime in. Like, that's cool.
Let me ask you guys something.
Yeah.
As far as like with making content, because you've been doing it for a while and you're kind of new to this space.
Correct.
With the pandemic and everything, and like TikTok being a thing, and having access to so many videos in so many amount of seconds, do you guys almost like? Let me try to formulate this question.
Right. We want raw. Fuck
I
raw.
have okay, no, so,
I'm like-
essentially,
I'm gonna do something real quick.
All right, go ahead.
as far as like feeling like your content matters,
Okay.
right?
Right. Dog, my eyes. You should give me a warning. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's so much better. I'm an idiot. I've been thinking about doing that for like past 10 minutes.
He's an idiot. Yeah. Yeah. So start.
I'll just do the question again.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna cut that out.
So let me ask you a question. As far as with TikTok kind of taking over and having content come at you a million miles an hour, and especially like with the formula of TikTok where videos can be like 30 seconds. Do you feel like with content, because there's so much happening, like it almost doesn't matter, right? Do you ever feel like when you're trying to come up with your stuff, you're like, man, what I put out really, like, why do I want to go on social media? Why do I even want to post? Like, what's the point in a sense? You know what I mean? It's a weird thing where, like, I got in my own head where, like, this is going to sound really dumb, but essentially we're like, any second now an alien invasion can happen. Boom. And, like, it could change. Like, life can change. And I just, like, what does what I have put out matter? But it's almost funny, right? Because of what I just said recently, where, like, those moments, those pockets of time where it really does matter to not just you. It's like, you can't think of it in a selfish way of why does my content matter? It's like, just do it because it's fun. Almost.
100%.
Sorry, I twisted it into
No,
a
you're
long
good.
sentence.
No.
And I can relate to this a lot.
Yeah.
Because obviously I upload a bunch of YouTube videos and whatnot. And I've been going through this for the last month. I've been in a place where it's like, damn, I'm uploading content I truly enjoy, but people don't seem to be enjoying it as much. Or why am I even doing this? Although I love doing it, I would never stop. It's like, what's the point? Am I doing the right thing? Now with TikTok and all that, there's so many, which TikTok is changing content so much because everything is go. So like the videos, you can't even get as deep anymore because people are like, boring, skip.
Yep.
So you gotta like always have content, action, and this and that. I'm trying to adapt to it. Obviously, you gotta adapt. You can't just stay behind. But I can definitely understand where you're coming from. But like you said, you just gotta keep going, and there's a bigger purpose as to why you're making content. And even though you don't see it, I like the biggest supporters don't always comment or let you know that they're there for you, which is kind of sucky. I feel like mostly, like when someone comments on your video or lets you know that they appreciate your work, I feel like that's speaking for like thousands or hundreds of other people. Whether as hate, it's more for like that one person that's just hating. Like just a lot of support that you don't see, but it doesn't really mean that it's not there, you know?
What I hate the most is, why does the hate always feel like so louder?
Right.
Like so much
louder.
Then
It's always
like
it's always like such a minority always yelling over the general love, and you feel like it's so much more hate. Like that, it's kind of the idea like you could have so many good things happen the day, but that one asshole just ruins your entire day.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, it's weird. It's like psychological. It's like, why though?
I think with internet, it's a little bit easier to almost deflect it rather than like real life assholes.
Right.
Those can stick with you through the whole day.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like poop on the bottom of the shoe type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the internet, it's almost like it's hard, but it's laughable. Because you almost have to have this like self-worth, you know?
I trolls back.
It's
I love
so
it.
funny. Like, give me a good example if you could. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but like,
Oh, dude.
The guy with the fake, because that's my favorite.
Which one?
The dude with the, you can make $1,000 now when you hit him. He's like, go f yourself, whatever. Remember that one?
No, I don't remember that.
Dude, he's with the crypto.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
No.
All right, quick one.
Oh my god.
You've been stuck at 70,000 subscribers for a year. My guy, how many are you stuck at? And I wasn't even stuck. But it's like things like that. It's like you're so. It's the dumbest little silliest things. But like comments like that, it's just like.
That's so funny.
I don't know.
So
That's
funny.
a quick one.
For myself, just to go back to the original question though, in terms of like question about the thing, I'm new to the space, but being super genuine right now, like if I could get, that's why, and when I say PR bills, I really mean that. But
Oh my god.
if I could honestly like do this,
Yeah, guys, report.
do this like every day, and actually like do this at a legit job I could make money off of,
Oh, dude,
I would be
100%.
so happy because, like Danny, we mean that this is always the happiest time of my week. I can literally
100%.
sit down with one of my best friends, just talk.
Yeah, dude.
Just talk, literally. And what's crazy to me is the fact that you guys enjoy it. That's weird. I didn't know that was a thing. So to me, I just have fun. Like you guys make content. To me, I just like having.
And that's the
the
most important
fun.
thing because you can always have fun, so it can be maintainable.
maintainable,
If you're
you
just
know?
pushing it or just
push.
I have to do this for a goal. Like it's great, you're probably gonna reach that goal, but after
Right.
that goal, it's like, why are you still doing
No,
it?
I genuinely have fun doing this. Like just talking to three, because we already know we talk at work all the time.
Yeah.
And just being able to do this without a manager be like, hey, you guys got. It's awesome. Like seriously, come on, bro. Like
Yeah.
how could you hate this?
And that's also like, it almost ties in with like gaming too.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it's bad, but at the same time, I mean, of course, with the moderation type of
Well,
thing,
of course,
with that warning label.
Balance, right?
But it's just like a sense of like being able to relax and just decompress and then have those people
Oh,
like, by your side,
100%. Dude.
which is wild. I just want to throw this little piece out there just as like a a small thing. Like speaking of gaming and having those people of serenity around you and stuff. Did I tell you about the trip that I'm going to? Right?
Yeah, you did.
New Jersey.
You're meeting your. Yeah. I'll let you.
Have you? And just because I wanted to ask you specifically, have you had a friend before that you've never like met in person, but you get to meet them and be like, "What's up, dude?" and get to hang out for the first time?
Through League of Legends, I met
Let's
Am I
go.
the
my
only
friend
person?
engulfing.
Let's
I
fucking
met him
go,
since
dude.
when I was like
Damn, dude.
14, freshman in high school.
Mhm.
We literally saw each other for the first time in 2019. We met up.
Dude, and was it like
Most
surreal
greatest
as fuck,
time,
right?
man. It was insane because you're used to talking to this guy
Wow.
like every day, and he knows so much about you, know so much about him, but
Yep.
you've never
and
met
you
him in
see
person.
him like in
You
video
see him
chat.
in person, yeah, it's
And
weird.
you're
I
like,
think-
what do you smell like? Like it's a weird thing, you know what I'm saying?
but yeah, I did, and that was amazing, man.
Yeah,
I still
dude.
talk to him
when,
to this
when
day.
did you do this?
2019. So
Oh,
yeah,
2019.
couple years ago.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, dude.
Why am I the only person?
And we
who's
call each other
never-
by our gamer tags. It's funny.
Why am I the only person who's never had a? I mean, gave me my entire
'Cause you're lame,
life.
bro.
I'm
You
the
just
only
gotta,
person.
you just gotta link up with someone.
Do I? Just,
Yeah.
No, they're all losers, anyways. No, they're not my level. Like they're good enough. Now.
But yeah,
Oh,
dude,
so you're going on a trip to meet someone?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
okay.
That's so dope.
This is wild, right? I have a friend group of my boys, Patrick, Glenn, and David. It's 4 of us. Glenn and David both live in New Jersey. I've tried to go over there twice in my life and got mad rejected. You already know from
I
work.
know.
I
Yeah.
went
Won't
deep
even go down
therapy
that
session.
rabbit
Dog.
hole, yeah.
You should have seen me on the couch. I was like, my
I
mom
was
didn't let me
sitting
do
too,
this, and
but-
it scarred me for life. And it was
And I
the
started
funniest
crying
shit.
like, damn, dog, this is deep.
Second time I went to New York, I was like, dog, I made it 95% of the way. Please, you can only just take a train, take an hour. We'll be able to see each other finally, bro. Shrek and Fiona fucking love. Didn't happen.
Damn.
I didn't understand because I was a young kid. It was like spiteful. I was like, damn, bro, I made it 95. You know what I mean? We grow older and like we learn, and like now he is literally, dude, an unstoppable brother that if I were to lose him, it would suck really fucking bad.
Right.
But anyways, I'm going to go see him and my boy Dave. And then Patrick, he actually lives in Alabama. That boy's also taking a flight, so the whole squad
Dang, I
is going
love
to be
that.
linked up.
Squad up,
It's
bro.
going to be crazy, dude.
Oh my
I'm really, really
God,
stoked, man.
dog.
When are you gonna go?
So I'm going right after my birthday, January 6th to January 10th.
Nice.
And it's probably going to be the first time that I see snow, too. So it's going to be a mega. It's going to
That's fun.
hella whammies,
Word,
dude.
word.
I'm really, really excited, dude, to be honest.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So y'all, we've so you know what? Fuck all the BS, all right? All this heart emotional. Let's talk about what we're really here for.
The real.
Spider-Man.
Do you guys
No
want to
way
hear
home.
my
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
unprofessional review?
yes.
Go ahead,
Give me,
Brian.
give
I
me
would
the
love
cold
it.
take. I want to hear the cold
100%.
take.
All right, so
100%.
I thought the movie was great.
Okay.
Me not being a Spider-Man fan, there were a few scenes where my eyes got watery. Like when
Dude.
he saved the
MJ.
girl, the guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I knew that his girlfriend died before.
Facts. That's
So
hard.
super.
Hard.
When I saw 3 Spider-Man fight together, I was like, damn. that's dope.
Damn.
Dog.
Boy.
I was like, damn.
Boy,
Have you seen that meme where it's a Spider-Man meme? It's like, can we all die now happy that this happened?
Right.
Yup,
Yeah, I've
yup.
seen it. Yup.
Spider
But
3.
but I think it was great. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say because I don't know that much. So I'm just gonna sit
No,
back and you
just
guys are
let
gonna.
me-
We're literally just talking about the movie, so you've seen it, so you can chime.
Oh,
in.
what's your guys' favorite scene? If you had
God.
Oh,
one.
you,
Oh.
boy, you know what? Boy, come on now, bro. You know, oh man.
There's so many.
so many, but I have.
All I know
one
is that
in
when
particular.
Toby came out, everybody started clapping and screaming.
I almost threw up out of my eyes, bro. It's crazy, dude. It was,
I had to change my pants. Dog.
yeah,
I
dude,
gotta
it's
go.
wild, bro.
It was
Concierge, bro. I had to
I
order
lost my
them.
voice. I did ask.
You lost your
I
voice?
did ask
Wow.
my voice. Like, real talk.
Was your theater
True
like
fan.
mad loud the whole time?
So the
Oh, mine was
Can't
super
hear the
quiet.
whole
was
audience?
a theater experience because for some reason these teachers thought it was a good idea
Bring
to
the
bring
whole-
the whole classroom sitting in the back.
Bring it, damn, that's a lit teacher though.
It is a lit teacher, but these kids won't shut the fuck up. God damn, like let me.
When
watch
did you
the
go?
movie.
Like the same
The
day?
same day, the 17th, bro.
Wow.
I went the
and we watched
Sunday.
it- we watched it
Wait, I
on
think I
the
went a
apps.
week
I
after.
went the 16th,
You
the
went
day
the
before.
The day before. For me,
On
I
a-
was working
at
that
3
day.
o'clock, bro. Weirdo.
We were at 125.
Oh, you went even
Yeah,
earlier.
at 125. Yes, sir.
Matinee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's funny.
Let's do it. We went at 40x too. First time 40x. Super hard.
Oh, I watched it in the
Closer.
IMAX.
Probably won't do it again. 'cause
Is 40X the thing where it tosses you around,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah,
There's smoke
probably-
everywhere.
yeah,
You're like,
probably won't.
ah, my eyes. You get squirted and
We
shit.
went with. I went with Javon. I went with one of my boys. Giovanni liked it, but for me, I told him personally, I go to watch a movie on a roller coaster, so I probably won't do it again.
Bro,
but
you're
the experience was
seasick.
good, though. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Got tossed
And I
around.
can only imagine if I had food with me, just there goes my popcorn, there goes my drink.
You're trying to eat Bro, you can't even eat in peace. Can you turn it off, please? You can't turn it off, bro. Yo, man.
Wait, you can't.
I didn't go for this because the whole seat move. It's not just your seat. It's the whole row. So you there for like 4 seconds.
See, like smoke and shit. I can't see anything, bro. I missed the whole 30 minutes.
And whenever there's lightning, just like flash like Wick does epilepsy. I'm gone. Sitting there like, bro, it's terrible, dog. Oh man,
That's funny.
That's funny.
Pass me the drink. You're just dropping it, bro. Damn, I would never do that. Just from hearing
Yeah.
the experiences, why would you?
It was an experience. And funny enough, real quickly though, I talked to 2 people at work. One of them said it was good. One of them said it was
Hector,
bad.
right? Hector said it was good.
Yeah, Hector said it was good, and then Austin said it was. Hector said it was bad, and then no, not Hector. John Reyes actually.
Oh, John Ray, I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So, but Austin was like, it's fine, right? And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, so it's probably up to him to make the decision. Personally, it's a cool experience, super fun being whipped around, when they're swinging, whatever. But at the end of the day, if I want to,
For Spider-Man,
Spiderweb comes out of nowhere. Hits your eyeball.
suit comes out. And
oh, there's water. Okay, that's cool. All right, that's awesome.
tight ass suit on me.
I'm fat as hell. I can't even fit in that hole, bro. Like I'm dying.
It's just like.
Oh man,
That's funny.
no,
That's
but
crazy.
experience though. I just like to say I did it.
That's so funny.
But to answer your question, then, what is your favorite seat actually?
Probably
I'm
when
gonna throw it
the
back
3 came out.
The 3
I
came
think
out.
that's like the most emotional one because
for
they're
you?
all there together for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Just as a side note, there's so many scenes
There
where you
really
can
is. Yeah.
like screenshot and it's
Screenshot.
just perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Low key, dude. I think besides the hype of all 3 Spider-Men, I think the hotel scene was incredible. From like his spider senses activating, that whole sequence
Yeah.
was
Oh
insane,
my
dude. Like he got
God,
his
dude.
ass whooped,
Oh,
and
he got bodied.
there was like I rewatched it because I saw it twice, and then the second time I got to like digest and intake because the first time I was just getting bodied by the movie.
Right.
Dude, the part there was like when Green Goblin and him were boxing it out. Green Goblin tosses his ass up in the air, and as he comes down,
combo,
grabs him, boom,
Batista bomb
straight through the ground,
Yeah.
dog. And then he's like trying to escape out to the side, and Lizard comes out and throws him back in the building, bro. And he goes for round 2. Like, that was insane. That was a really like big eye-opening experience, and I think they portrayed spider senses so perfect,
They
bro. The
did.
anxiety of your body not knowing why you're in danger, but you know something's going on.
But-
And you saw him. He's like,
Can I ask you a quick question though?
What's
Like,
up?
It's crazy enough because I've seen a lot of Spider-Man comics, from comics to cartoons. How does he? Do they ever go? The movie never does it, but the comics don't either. But maybe I just haven't read enough of them. But like, how can he pinpoint the danger exactly? Because there's nothing in that room that said danger. All he knew to do was holding something. It's like a pulse that when you start getting there, like he starts vibrating more and he just shoots the right.
let's rewind to almost the beginning of the movie when he took Doctor Strange's box.
Right.
When he was chasing him down, and he got astral projected.
Right.
Yo, those scenes of Doctor Strange.
Crazy,
Dude.
bro. I can't wait for
Whoa.
Multiverse of Madness,
dude,
man. For real.
Dude, that's my first
Hey,
time
a
watching a
callback to the-
Doctor Strange movie that he's
Really?
in.
You've got to go back
you
and
gotta
watch
watch
I
the
have
whole.
to.
Dog,
After that, dude,
please.
you're gonna love it.
Dude,
Danny,
yeah,
please,
I have
It's
to,
a
I have
hidden
to.
gem, dude. For
It's
real.
a hidden gem. Please, Dan, you gotta watch it.
So when he got astral projected,
Right.
did you notice
When
Doctor
he-
Strange was trying to grab the
Grab
box,
the
and
box.
his body
Body
by
itself
itself was reacting.
Reacting, correct.
That's spider senses to its fullest degree.
Right.
So it's a matter of it wasn't Peter, because if you notice the dolly cam, he was so confused.
What
He
was
was like,
going
"What was going?" He's literally
Right.
like, "May, what's happening?"
Right.
And then his body went by itself.
Right.
Like he knew his body just reacted to exactly where the danger.
Wait,
is.
so another thing that I saw.
Oh,
So-
shit. I didn't even think about
It's
that.
just his
That's
body
fucked.
reacting.
The two newer Spider-Mans, I guess you could say, they wear
Yeah.
a suit
Right.
They're not like the original one that comes out of his hand.
Like Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
produces his own
with the
webs,
webs,
and they were confused
which
about
is a
that.
funny
That
joke.
Funny conversation they were having. It's like, so does it come?
Oh yeah, the
everywhere else?
conversations
Yeah,
were
dude,
incredible.
Yeah.
We gotta talk. All right. So for me though, my favorite is you'll probably. I have my favorite hype scene and my favorite scene in the whole movie, because to me this kind of like captures the entire premise of the movie, because really what it is Peter becoming mature. He lost Aunt May.
Big time. He lost.
When he
period.
lost Aunt May,
Yeah.
that moment was like, there's his Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
That to me right there was just, it was shocking, it was hurtful, but at the same time, there was something so genuine about him realizing that this is on you, and it's why you listen to your elders when they speak. Because when you don't listen to your elders, bad things happen, and now he has to risk the rest of his life. From now on to any other movie that he's in, you're gonna see more mature Peter making mature decisions.
100%.
To me, that is
wild.
wild.
And
It's not so much the scene itself; it's just so much what he represents, what he means moving forward for Tom Holland Spider-Man. Seriously.
And you know how, like, in the past 2 iterations, we've seen Uncle Ben's death, and it's
Correct.
been a really impactful moment. And we got this as the Uncle Ben
Even
moment.
for Miles' movie too, when
Exactly.
his uncle died as well. The Prowler. That was
Prowler.
What was it? Prowler. What was the actual name though?
Childish Gambino? I don't know.
God damn, that's right. You get that reference?
No, I don't. I just laughed to join the group.
I motherfucker said Childish Gambino.
He's like, okay, I'm laughing because I want to be in. No, so basically, in the first Spider-Man movie in the MCU, he's Miles is already in there because Childish Gambino plays his uncle.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He
Childish-
references,
Oh.
references Miles, and he's you know him as Miles' uncle already. And he talked about Miles.
Being
Gotcha.
a good kid.
Like, I gotta get my nephew a birthday cake. My nephew Miles a birthday cake.
Miles a birthday cake. So
Something like
Childish Gambino, he's the uncle. So technically,
Okay.
by default, he's the Prowler. That's
So
hard.
you were saying about, like, his trilogy and him growing up,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
That's actually a big staple in the fact that, like, in all of these movies, notice how when she died, she didn't notice she was dying.
True.
She wanted it to keep going.
I saw that.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
It was the same situation as when they got snapped. He didn't want to die. He was like,
Right,
what's
I
going on?
didn't
He
even
wanted to
realize
stay
that.
there. He said that's why he was actually, I looked into this, he was the last person to stay alive after the snap.
Because his spider sense.
Not even his spider sense.
Oh.
Technically, yes. That's why he said, I don't feel so good, is because his spider senses were on overload. They were like, you're in danger. You're going to die. You're going to die. But he couldn't fight it. So that's why he was like, I don't feel so good.
Oh.
Instead of being able to react to that spider sense. You know what I mean?
So the spider sense you can't react to
Something
to the
that you don't
snap.
know,
You don't
'cause you don't
right.
know what's
You don't know what's
happening.
happening, right?
So it's almost a callback to, like, how she raised him as, like, a single mother, in a sense, like that toughness and that vitality to keep going and keep fighting.
Right.
And I just thought it was really impactful to, like, even though she said the line, some people didn't like it because we didn't have that almost reputation or that guidance from Aunt May that we
Right.
did from Uncle Ben.
Right.
But it was an implication to him already have hearing those words before.
Right.
Because he says, I know. It's not a matter of him hearing it for the first
First
time and
time
being
it's
like,
like,
whoa.
I know, you've said
He
this
says, I
before.
know. And then when Tobey Maguire said that his Uncle Ben said it again, he looked shocked because he remembered.
Right.
And that's why he almost, like, let his guard down.
Right.
Because he understood, like,
So
She's right.
can we stay at that scene though where Tobey Maguire, they were talking to him, bro? Andrew.
he stole the show.
Andrew was talking about his Uncle Ben dying. Dog.
He stole the show.
That's
It was dope.
That sold it for me.
It was a little bit weird, though.
It was just so surreal. Like, why is the words hit harder than actually seeing his Uncle Ben die? It's so crazy to me.
Yeah, and also
It's weird. I was
Andrew
like, damn,
talking about,
dude.
like, his MJ, like, losing his MJ. That was,
Yeah.
like, really surreal.
That was wild, dog.
I will say this.
Right.
There's a lot of Andrew Garfield stands that weren't around when his movies were out. I'm just going to kind of point that out there.
Facts.
But I will say this. It was a complete night and day difference. And I know you can agree with me.
100%.
Night and day difference from his
100%.
movies to this movie. It definitely felt like, and I feel like with every Marvel movie, it gets put through something called the Disney machine, where it's like it gets put through this machine that's made by Disney with this specific formula and stuff. his character went through that machine,
Right.
and it was like a very likable character.
which is so perfect. I'm gonna let you finish. Which is so perfect because it comes to show a lot of people's problem was Andrew Garfield. For me, it's not Andrew. It's not the actor. It's what's being. His job is to look at a
Read it
script
and say it.
read it and say it, and his job is to sell it to you. Look at the difference when he actually has a legitimate script
And a
that's
real
really
writing.
good and a real good actor is
That's a good
doing
way to
it.
put it.
That is that disconnect from his own movies. The movie itself is just terrible. Andrew Garfield is a great
Killed
actor.
it. He killed it.
How many movies did he do before this one?
Two.
Oh, Spider-Man wise, but he has a bunch of other
yes.
movies.
All right, yeah, Spider-Man.
And,
yeah.
and he honestly was
Two.
supposed to get a third one.
Third
With
one.
the way that the second one ended, he says it in the movie. He says, "Oh, I fought a Russian dude in a rhino suit." At
Right,
the
he's
end
like,
of the
it's not
second
even that
movie,
cool.
That's
he
how he ends.
has like a sewer grate, and
He picked
he's
it up with his
jumping in
web.
the air, and he's spinning, and he's going to hit him in the head, and the movie cuts right then and there.
Right.
So we have the implication that he already
Oh, I
went through
see.
that fight,
Correct.
but he went through almost this hardship, and like with him saying he pulled his punches, I felt like he went through this character arc of understanding and peace with himself almost, and that's what the Andrew Garfield we saw in this movie.
In this movie, so
And
he went to that arc. Yeah.
There were so many callbacks, and I'm sure you saw like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man growing up and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like
Like
the part-
that's our OG.
100%.
That's our
The part
100%.
where he's like, my back. That's a callback to Spider-Man 3. There's a scene where he falls because he loses his powers and he even says existential crisis. He was trying to battle being Spider-Man and loving MJ and getting that to be a thing, that he lost his powers. And he legit was swinging in an alleyway and he lost it and he fell down this alleyway, and Tobey Maguire, the actual actor, did the practical stunt of landing on his back on the car and fucking like messing up his back pretty much.
That's
Oh wow.
And it's a callback in this movie. He's like, my back, it's stiff from like this and this. And
Right.
it's
Wow.
really cool, man.
like I was saying, so just to talk about the generational thing, another cool thing about the kids being behind us, when Andrew Garfield came out, because he was the one that came out the portal first, they said, oh, look, the OG Spider-Man. We turned around like,
OG.
Really?
boy, yeah.
Oh, that's
We
weird.
turned around like,
OG.
OG. When Tobey Maguire came out, the whole, like, everybody else screamed
Yeah.
because that's our OG. They need to hit me after movies. Like, these kids were like 10, 12, 11 years old. They weren't around when that movie came out. So to
Yeah.
them, their first
When did
live
that movie
action-
come out?
2001?
2001.
Whoa,
with Tobey Maguire, bro.
2003.
So that's our OG, bro. Like now he makes it was like this is so now I'm thinking there's a lot of kids that
Wow,
probably
he's
Tom
old.
Holland is
Old.
the OG
like
Spider-Man.
50, bro.
50, bro. So
Wait, what?
yeah, there's
think.
probably a lot of
Like
wait,
Tobey Maguire?
Oh, yeah.
Toby's 50?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
50,
100%.
around
No
50,
way.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
What?
100%.
I legit, and I can pull it up on my phone.
Yo, he looks young.
Yeah.
He looks
Super
super
young.
young.
Damn.
Bro. Yeah, yeah.
Boy's fit.
Do you know who's also
What?
52 while we're in that topic? You know the guy who plays Hawkeye in the Avengers?
No,
Hawkeye, the dude with the bow and arrow.
sure.
Mohawk.
The Mohawk.
I gotta see a picture.
You have but Jeremy Renner, he's also
He's
like
also-
dude, super young. I was like, dude, what is this guy eating bricks? Like bricks of like
Yeah, he looks young.
pure
Wow.
energy.
You should-
Like, I don't
dude.
understand.
I thought like 30s, 40s,
No,
It's actually
way
wild,
past
like-
30s,
which
bro.
obviously makes sense. 'cause
Yeah.
it says it
If
on
you
it.
think about like tragedy like 9/11 and things like that, the OG poster for Spider-Man in his reflections is the Twin Towers. Like that's how
Really?
old the movie is. You know what I'm saying? And,
Oh,
like,
I actually didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
notice
yeah,
that.
it's really cool. And like
This
the
guy's
in
a definite Spider-Man guy. Let me
in
tell you
the screening, basically, like the way he got Spider-Man as the role, he got really fit for like several months. And they wanted him to do like this scene where these muggers basically like rob him in an alleyway with the suit on. But the suit was so damn tight that it like almost lost his definition. So he straight up took the top half, like let it dangle, like overalls, and he had the bottom half, and he just went hard, bro. And like in the scene, he's ripped. So it's like really cool to see that like dedication
Right.
from a kid in that age
Right.
to in getting that role. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
so
so-
special.
Did Toby go on to do any other big roles, or is he just like basically the Spider-Man guy?
Kind of. There's actually this movie with Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
and I think it's called Brothers. And he's essentially this dude from the military, and he has like this PTSD. And Tobey Maguire does an exuberant job at kind of portraying someone who has a battle with PTSD and not knowing who the person is in their own shell. And like there's scenes where he's like hitting himself and just going crazy,
Yeah.
and like he really sells it. It's not really like a lot of his roles weren't known because Spider-Man kind of overshadows
Yeah, that's
anything,
what sucks.
dude.
I wonder how that feels, right?
Can
You know,
To
it's
have
a
this
double-edged
such a
sword.
high peak,
Double-edged
and then
sword.
after that,
You know who else has that problem? Our boy Hugh Jackman. It doesn't matter what he does. You always know it's Wolverine.
You know who else?
True.
Robert Downey
Norman
Jr.
Reedus.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus is always going to be Daryl, and he's in he's in
Right.
Death
Yeah, but
Stranding,
they're still
and he's
doing
Daryl.
it though. Spider-Man since like 2003 was the last one, all right? That Toby played in.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire, yeah.
After
No,
that,
the
he
last for Tobey
Tobey,
Maguire,
right.
Yeah, it was like 2000.
yeah, like Wolverine, and they're still playing
They still
roles.
have- like Logan.
Right.
Logan, yeah.
yeah.
Which
Logan.
he might even make an appearance in.
I wonder why they didn't bring back Toby though.
If they breathe.
like completely. So
Yeah, like-
I
The
think
third movie was terrible because of Venom.
there was
Honestly.
there was a lot of there was supposed to be a Spider-Man 4 for Tobey Maguire,
First one. The problem, and Vulture was gonna be the villain for that one,
which was going to be
Which
wild.
was
Yeah, I
wild,
saw
right.
something about
Vulture was
that.
gonna be the villain for Spider-Man, but
I
the
heard
thing is-
Mysterio. That would have been crazy.
No, that would have been crazy too. But the thing is, Venom in that movie was just absolutely terrible.
Poo poo.
Poo poo.
Really?
The whole movie as a whole was just from him, from his best friend becoming Goblin, and from that, it was just bad. It was.
Yeah.
It was
It
just.
had
was
moments,
just
but-
moments, but there was never that Spider-Man 2. Like that, holy shit! Like they captured what it means for Dr. Octavius to be a villain, and there was never that. It was just too convoluted, and that was a problem with that one. But to go back to
And it's hard making 4 banger movies, you know,
It
back
really
to back
is
to
hard.
back.
Straight up,
Unless
dude.
you're
How do you
literally
like?
Harry
Unless
Freaking
you're
Fast
Toy
and
Story,
Furious.
bro.
or Harry
Fast
Potter.
and Furious.
Oh my
bro.
gosh,
Bang
it's just
after
trash.
banger, dude.
After
Family.
like 6, that's it.
Sure,
Whoa.
family.
Now they're just making it to
Whoa. I think the first 2 were good. 4 and whatever.
Well,
was
yeah.
just kind of trash. dog.
Tokyo
They-
Drift, bro. Was
Tokyo.
amazing.
I think that's
I'm
3
sorry.
though.
Was
Or is that
was
4?
3. Was that 3 or 4?
Tokyo Drift is my favorite one.
I don't care. I just kind of as a
No,
tone,
come
bro.
on. Question:
What's up?
Was it the song? Was it actual movie? Because the song.
It was the movie.
No,
when
the
dudes
movie.
were-
The movie slapped.
Hey,
I mean,
I don't know
yeah,
about
the movie
y'all,
was
but-
That
amazing.
definitely got me moving
Yeah,
as a
got me
kid. You know what
moving
I'm
as a
saying?
kid.
I
Hey,
busted
bro,
it
that
down.
was hard, man. Till this day, I listened to it.
The movie was lit. Like it had actually a pretty cool premise.
Yeah.
Besides, like the white guy could have not been in the movie, and it would have changed the whole fucking thing. To be honest with you, like it was all about the drifting and everything was really good.
That's so funny. Bro.
But
But to go back to the to Spider-Man No Way Home though, so my hype scene was, you know it already. If you watch the movie again, when Peter was, the whole sequence where Peter was talking about, we need to learn how to fight as a team, right? And it's like, I've been in the Avengers. They're like, what's the Avengers?
Avengers, what is that?
Hilarious part,
So
right?
funny.
But when they finally start working together, if you notice, when they start swinging, right? Tom Holland Spider-Man, he swings himself, he turns around, he shoots 2 webs. Andrew Garfield grabs one, Peter, and then Tobey Maguire grabs another one. He swings them,
turns around and
turns around,
slugs him over his
slugs him
shoulder
over
like
his
Santa
shoulder.
Claus, bro.
Santa Claus, and then he himself shoots in the middle of both of them, pulls himself, and they land on top, and he lands in the middle, and they land on the side, bro.
I don't remember that scene.
Changed-
I have such bad memory.
Wow,
What?
dude, man,
Dude,
got
oh
Alzheimer's,
my
bro.
In the
I
mo-
think I do.
But for me,
I gotta rewatch
was
it.
the moon in the background.
It was just,
bro.
it was
Oh
like,
my God.
to have a moment like that. It was honestly like
What?
to see 3 generations come together and to
just-
see them
Dude, they
all
did such a
sprint,
good
bro.
job with that movie.
Amazing.
Let me
job.
ask you this:
Yeah.
Marvel has had a trend and a reputation of overusing CGI.
Correct.
Do you think they went overboard? Because a lot of those scenes actually that they reused from Spider-Man 3 of Sandman, like they literally took scenes from Sandman and put him in the movie. Like when he was inside, like you know how after they ejected the power,
Yeah,
and
the
and
capsule
he's like
thing.
looking over and stuff like that. Those are all scenes from Spider-Man 3.
Oh, really? I
Oh.
didn't know that.
Wow.
And like, you know, and this is like minute details.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't gotta do it again, just
Yeah, that's-
get it from the movie
Right.
before.
right.
No, real talk. That's
How do
just
you pay all those
work
actors,
smarter,
bro?
Not hard. You know,
Yeah,
like,
you're
work
right, you're
Smarter,
right.
not harder. Like,
But do you think that like with the practicality of before, it was almost better, right? Because you didn't have implications over like, let's say, you know, when Tobey Maguire would get punched, right? You'd see him go, oh, and he'd go flying, and you'd see that pain, right? And the mask would be torn. In this, there's like scenes with like Doc Ock, right? Homie gets thrown through a bus or like a truck, and you see him get hit by the truck, but it immediately, as he hits it and goes through the window, goes back to Doc Ock and seeing him smile. You don't go through that bus with him or that truck and see him like hit the wall and feel that impact that you usually would have felt back in the past. It's almost like because you have that CGI, you've trained yourself to do cinematography different, and it's a detriment in a sense. You know what I mean?
can I be honest with you though? In my personal, I have not seen. If a movie has done it, I'm ignorant to the fact, but with some of these Marvel movies, what they're trying to do, I don't think it's even possible to go back to practicality anymore. Having
You're right.
3 Spider-Mans, a
You're
suit
right.
with micro
You're right.
technology, how?
You're right. You're totally
how can
right.
you do the micro for the scene where he's upside down and the suit has to move to block the part of his chest? How do you
you're
do
right.
Yeah,
Practically,
I mean,
how do you?
That's hard.
Yeah,
you can't just
yeah.
change the costume midway, bro. Like you can't just
Like you
do
just like
that,
stop
right?
motion.
Yeah, stop.
You're
Robot
like,
chicken
you're
over
like,
here. Right?
damn, bro, this is
bro.
Miles Morales 30 frames.
Oh,
like,
Oh my god.
Oh man. So speaking of, we're talking about everything that's good in the movie, but for me though, you know what disappointed me the most? It's not even the movie itself. Is the end credit scene of the movie was not Jordan 1 showing at the end to Miles Morales.
oh my god, dude.
That
do
would've-
some-
I would've
oh,
lost it.
do some
That's
Jordans
the Black Spider-Man. You ever seen
some
Into the
Jordans?
Spider-Verse?
or some like.
Is that the last one with? Is that the first Venom or no?
No. I'm talking about like no, the character himself.
The
is no,
Black
like,
Spider-Man
black.
is Venom,
He's
bro.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. No, I
Yeah,
got confused for a second. Yeah.
Miles.
Kid, bro, with the afro,
With the
not the
afro,
alien,
not
no.
the alien, dog. Dude, it's funny as hell.
Yeah, because there was a Black Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then we thought, and a big theory was like at the end of the day, you're just gonna see like you like he's Jordans that he wears
Or some
in the
Timbs,
movie,
dude.
Some Timbs, bro. Pop
I'd
out
throw up.
right there, dude. Sir,
Out of my eyes.
He just pops out. You just see the feet, but you don't have to even see the whole body. But you know that he's not in the MCU. We didn't get to see that. That was disappointing. But honestly though, I feel like Miles is just
It's it's due time though, because
Yeah.
remember the implications. Even homie
with
said,
the
"I thought you'd be black."
right?
You
He's
know,
like, just some helping poor people in Brooklyn. It's like
it is
that's what
sad,
you do.
but at the same time, think of what we're setting up. We have the end credits of Venom,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Venom is tied with Miles. Like they're heavily
Yeah, because
tied.
the end
in
credits of
story.
that movie, they
Right.
got to the
They
little
got-
island, and then
Homie
this one they.
Homie said with the little
Yeah.
droplet.
Droplet. Now he's
Oh
here.
yeah, he left
That's
the
setting
droplet.
up the seed
Just
for
see
Venom.
Venom, right?
Miles has always had tie-ins with Venom.
Venom,
So
right.
with Spider-Man, and Tom Holland's been signed for another 3 movies.
Of course.
With this
wow.
movie resetting everything and him no longer, which by the way, I don't know if you knew this, him having that new classical suit, one of the big reasons, not only is it like a representation of like him having the torch handed down to him,
Right.
but he can't use the Tony suit anymore because he doesn't exist.
He does have. Not only that too.
It
but-
wouldn't recognize him because he doesn't
right,
exist.
He doesn't exist, and not only that too, though. He already lost.
That's right, yeah.
He already lost control of Edith as well.
Exactly.
He lost that. He was confiscated from him because he was blamed for the death of Mysterio.
So with
Right.
the 3 trilogies, we have the opportunity to have Miles Morales come through because not only has he been mentioned, but we have like
So many.
some
Oh,
more
I have a good
implications.
question.
Yeah.
Did Spider-Man peak with this movie?
No.
No, Miles.
Really?
He has-
Miles
he
Morales
has-
is going to peak it.
He has
100%.
so much more room to
So
grow,
much room
dude.
to grow.
I just think that like
For me, the peak would. You don't know the peak. All 4 of them. All 4 Spider-Mans. That's the
dude,
peak, bro.
what would peak is a
Miles-
live action Into the
Miles-
Spider-Verse.
Holy.
That would be the peak. Imagine
Yeah.
seeing. I'm waiting.
Spider Pig and all of them.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. I'm-
live action. Oh my god. Dude,
Legit,
What?
I'm waiting because you've seen the trailer for like Into the Spider-Verse Part 1 or
Part-
whatever.
right.
I'm legit waiting for. There's a Spider-Man from 1978. He's a Japanese Spider-Man. He would like get out of bed and he'd be like, he would hit this button on his wrist and the suit would like hypercut above him and it would like float down onto
Yeah.
him and then it would hypercut on him.
Right.
And then he would use the thing. He'd go, "Boop," and the string like
So
a
like
string.
Ben 10.
Kind of,
Basically Ben
yeah.
10 at this
Kinda like
point.
Ben 10, yeah.
He'd smack it and the string would come out and he'd go, "Spider string."
Uh,
I'm expecting that to
Bro.
happen in Miles. Like
Really?
it's it's a time
Hilarious.
for Spider-Man 100%.
For me though, it would definitely have to be Spider-Man 2099. That's my favorite.
That dude, they're
Aside
gonna
from
speak
Miles,
Spanish to each other,
yeah.
and I'm gonna fucking cry.
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
and quiet.
By the way, Miles is black and Hispanic.
He's
Oh, really?
Dominican.
Spanish, Dominican. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's
Or
so he actually
Dominican.
Yeah, he actually speaks Spanish. That's the whole point. If you ever the whole point, I remember for the game Spider-Man PS4, they
So
actually
good.
did for the Miles one. The hardest part of making that game was actually finding a voice actor who speaks that actual like Queen's lingo, because there's like this specific English mixed with Spanish over there where that accent, and he was the only person. They did so much looking, and they finally found a person who speaks Spanish, but also can do that accent very well, and he's so, because Miles is very deep culture. He's Hispanic and black, and he's a minority, and he's very intelligent at the same. So you have to honestly it's great. He's my favorite.
If you get the
Spider-Man.
chance to dive in,
I have to,
Dive
yeah,
in.
100%.
Yeah, he's so cool, bro.
To be fair, before Into the Spider-Verse, I didn't know who Miles was.
I knew.
After seeing that, I'm like, damn, that's a really like interesting character. Then getting the opportunity to play Miles Morales on PS4 and learning a little bit more and like what his powers mean and all that stuff. It's going to be interesting seeing his dynamic with Peter.
So here's one thing, though. Here's one thing about Miles, and I'm biased because it's a black character. I'm always gonna be biased when it's an African American or Hispanic, any minority character. Period. I'm just happy to see represent like Shang-Chi, a Chinese
100%.
character. I can't. You know,
Top
another
5
one,
by the way.
top
for me.
5 for sure. You know, another one. Then you have to look into for DC, Blue Beetle. I think Blue Beetle needs to be. He's a Hispanic straight up. He's like one of the, like super Hispanic. He's literally from Mexico, and he has this beetle attached to his back, which gives him powers.
Cool.
I would love to see Blue Beetle. If you guys know who that is, please look him up. His name is Jaime Reyes. Super cool. I would love to see a legitimate Hispanic character, legit on like superhero. I would love to see that. But
Damn.
going back to Miles though, I never really, because I was super biased, but somebody that I knew that really kind of poked that bubble. He said, "I love Miles has a character, like has a like actual like character as Miles, but he's Spider-Man is doing too much." I was like, what do you mean? He's like, why is it fair? He has a Superman complex, right? Why is it fair that this kid has all the Spider-Man powers, then he has invincibility, then he has electricity, right?
Yeah.
And the
It's a
problem
different spider?
right, but the problem with that is, I get what he's saying, but the problem is they did this as a power move so people could actually like Miles and not believing in the character itself.
Yeah.
Could differentiate him from Peter Parker. They were afraid that's like, so I give him these overpowering powers. That's like, but why though? Like you're just so much better than every other Spider-Man that ever was.
But it's almost an anime thing, right? Where it's like generationally, they're always going to be stronger than you than before. Because not just like with, funny enough, callback with Rocket League, right? Or in life, you have so many life lessons that you get taught when you're younger, that you're stronger by the time you're the age that the person that was giving you these lessons were. You know, so and not only that, like with time going on and like science advancing, there's bound to be a different formula for the spider to give you those type of powers. Not only are you going to have spider abilities, but there are also going to be other side effects like the venom ability, which is going to be weird to explain when it comes to like Venom the character and Venom the powers.
The Venom powers, right?
So,
which is weird.
But
Wait till electricity.
I'm
Why
gonna
is it
let.
even
I don't
possible?
work there, so I'm gonna let them do
Let
their
them do
thing.
their
You know what
thing.
I'm saying?
But essentially, you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
No, I
Essentially,
haven't.
He can go invisible. So on top
Super
of
good.
spider sense and everything else, right? He can go invisible, literally invisible, and he's clothes as well, because it's like based on his skin is weird. And then also he has literally electricity, bro. And in the Spider-Man Morales game, we finally dive in deeper. This dude could literally intake. He's so powerful. He can literally take a whole nuclear blast into himself,
Like and then like implode, like explode it basically
explode it out, which
without
is absolutely
dying, basically.
ridiculous.
That's-
This man could literally then destroy a whole part of New York by just absorbing enough energy. That's super broken. Like keep it a stack. Like that's really crazy.
Needs a nerf.
Huh?
Needs a nerf.
needs a nerve.
He needs a nerve for sure.
So not to dive back
he's
to
hold on, he's Yasuo in League of Legends.
Dude, he's Reaper before the nerf.
Die.
I'm diving in.
Right, David.
Asshole. As soon as you heard that, you're
Right,
like,
it's
oh,
like, all right, cool.
I'm fucked.
It's over with.
I knew.
I know that. Danny, what's the other one? Into the skies.
Yeah.
Oh, get the hit the deck.
Everyone get the fucking sign!
Hit the deck. Get it on, like
Fire drill, dude.
But you see all the gauges. I got this guy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And then right now, at the last second, he died.
You got fucking
It's like,
get out of here.
Oh man, that's great. Oh man.
But there was a conversation that we had at work,
Right.
not to dive back to No Way Home, but
Right.
with the trilogy of Tom Holland,
Right.
we've seen his spider senses grow,
Mm-hmm.
and we've also seen him grow into his own and become like this man. And you were asking if he's peaked. The reason I don't think he has is because he learned so much through these past 3 movies, and this movie solidified him understanding what it means to be Spider-Man.
Correct.
And I think that now because he doesn't have any assistance, granted, the spell worked on everyone on Earth. So technically, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel, they remember him.
Good point.
Whenever they link up. And even if they don't, they all know who Spider-Man is.
Right.
With the next 3 movies, he has so much room to have experiences of just Spider-Man, like raw Spider-Man experiences, that it's going to be really fucking crazy because he learned a life lesson when he was trying to kill Green Goblin so hard. He wanted him gone. And Toby looked at him, and you can tell that he, like, transferred because they can almost communicate. Like, he transferred that piece to him, like, understand.
Yeah, he was really hard-headed at first. Where it was like, bro, stop.
You saw,
he was a kid.
He went like this.
17-year-old kid, yeah.
Dog, he went like this, and then he went down. He went, like forced it down, and Toby had to, like, hold it a little, like, what do you,
no,
like,
he was putting
relax
some
a little
bit.
bit.
Bro, relax, dog, yeah.
But, like, you can really tell that he definitely, out of all 3 movies, he learned the biggest lesson in this movie, and he understood what the repercussions mean to have the closest ones near you get hurt. And it really fucking came home, bro, because I was the last person. Dog, and for Happy to be the last person to actually be around him that's been a part of, like, Tony Stark and stuff. And he's just like, hi, who are you? And not only that, but also was just like, I also had this same experience with another friend referencing Tony Stark, and he knows that. It's like
he doesn't know. It's
so
hard,
at the end when he, he pulls out the letter and he says not to read it, and then he just walks away.
Yep.
What do you think that, like, did he just give up on being friends with them again, or?
It's sad that he gave up being friends. You know my opinion, my personal opinion. I think what they're doing with that is, I think he's gonna. I personally think that he's never going to tell Ned or them again. He's never gonna do it. Because
he understood the lesson, bro. He can't have those separate lives.
Anymore. He can't have those. Yeah.
The only person that got successful was Tobey Maguire with MJ, and that's barely. That's a relationship that's like, okay, I understand you got to do what you do, because if you don't, then I'm an asshole for not letting you do it.
Yeah.
But like, we don't even see the villains that can take over after the fucking, like, the fact that they know he's Spider-Man. But like, essentially with everything that happened, the reason I don't think he read that letter is because he understood that if he involved them again, it would be worse than having to explain that he's Spider-Man. Right. It would be worse than the original fear of that he had at the beginning of the movie.
Because he lost somebody.
He lost so much. He said, I can't let this happen again.
Exactly. And
I think that she's going to figure it out, because she had the Black Dahlia necklace on her neck at the end of the movie. She still has that. Right. So there's going to be a way where I think that she's going to see or remember that Spider-Man gave it to him, and she's going to almost seek him out.
Right.
And that's how it's going to almost reconnect. Low-key. But he might even work at the Daily Bugle.
But
that'd be dope.
And you know the biggest hidden gem in that movie about friends? Homeboy opening that portal? Villain or superhero?
He's going to be a villain.
Ned.
It was a future call to, and this is my opinion, right?
Wait, who?
His homie, the one that opened the portals by accident.
Yeah, villain.
He said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to turn into a supervillain and attack you."
Yeah.
He doesn't remember who he is. Something can happen in this multiverse that we don't know of that can flip that switch, and he has those powers. And easily, one of the biggest things that
weren't the powers the ring?
No. For you to be the ring amplifies your magic power that you already have. You have no magic at all.
Yeah.
So he has power.
Remember how he said, "I got tingly feelings in my fingers." He goes, "Go see an orthodontist."
Right, exactly. He's like, "Do I have magic?" It's like, go see it. Right.
He has it in his bloodline, but the ring allows him to tap into making portals. Because that's a specific reasoning for the ring. That's why he stole it from him when they were doing that fight, which was dope, by the way.
Dude, he beat Doctor Strange with.
He should have said math, bro. That shit was sick. He
that kind of
down the string
to just how smart Peter is. He's not Spider-Man because he's Spider-Man because of this. He beats all these villains with this.
And that's why I'm excited
he's been an underdog. He's always been there's not a single Spider-Man villain where he should win. His brain is always a reason why overs are coming.
Yeah. And I'm really excited for him to utilize that
more, because no technology, none of that.
There's also Tom Holland specifically as an actor. He did gymnastics before acting, and he did it as a kid for years and years and years. For him to land the role as Spider-Man is really incredible for his age and also for his agility, but they never showed it throughout these movies because of the CGI, and I think they're going that route with these next movies.
And one more thing, Danny. You know, I just realized, movie script aside, I think this was an also big deal as well. I remember when the biggest problem that's always been harking with Tom Holland Spider-Man, why is he not doing Spider-Man things? Why does he always have a father figure through Tony Stark? Why does he have this?
And
now
this
they just said, okay,
we weren't ready.
You this is
really
what you guys wanted. Let's go back to what you guys wanted. He's just him. And like every other Spider-Man now, he's just him going through it. No special powers, no special suit. Him living being Spider-Man. And that answered the question.
Wait, so how is he gonna be Spider-Man if he doesn't have the suit?
He made his own. Remember at the end of the movie, he was swinging through the city.
Spider-Man? Remember Tobey Maguire Maroney and like how he had a sewing machine and made his own suit?
Are you talking about the webs because he has to make?
Yeah,
them?
the webs.
I mean,
Andrew Garfield also made his.
He
webs
made his
too.
own webs in
he
his
also made
garage,
own
so
webs in his
he's
garage.
smart enough. He said he made his webs in his lab, like in school. He would go to his laboratory and like make them. Yeah. And like during the first movie, you see him whipping it up.
I see.
So he's able to like learn how to make them. I just think that like the technology, he's still gonna have those like eyes, so we can still have reactions and stuff, and also like. I'm sure he knows how to make them because
he's a smart kid. He didn't need Tony Stark to teach him how to be smart. He just uses the technology. That's it.
Damn,
You
I gotta go back and watch all this. Wait, so Tony made his suit?
Yes,
the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
Tony made.
So
and he
before
made
that-
his first suit after he discovered him.
Yeah.
So before that, how did like Tom Holland? His first suit was made by Tony.
By himself.
By himself.
Yeah,
it was literally a face like a beanie.
Yeah, think
I
of a
see.
beanie. He would pull over your face and cut the holes, and then you get goggles, cut the strings, and like glue it onto the place so bugs don't get in your eyes. Think of a fucking red hoodie with blue straps. Think of like joggers and fucking boots, like rain boots,
damn.
dude. And he's rocking
That
that through
come
the
up
city.
has been real.
Exactly.
Really real.
So you actually mentioned a really good point. You bring up the fact that Tony Stark made his suit. And you mentioned the fact that he's always had a father figure. I really love the tone of this movie because this entire time he's been living not Spider-Man. He's been because Tony doesn't know who Spider-Man is.
Right.
Peter Parker knows who Spider-Man
Spider-Man
is.
is, exactly.
So for him to make his own suit, this is Peter Parker. This is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Rather than Tony making a suit that he thinks Spider-Man would rock. You know what I'm saying?
And I
Yeah.
think they try to answer that question in the second movie of Mysterio when he made his own suit with the fabricator.
They did. It didn't hit as
he
hard.
didn't hit as hard. I'm
because
like,
he still
I don't
had the
feel that.
technology,
Right, he still had the
which was
technology.
still a really dope moment. Almost because if you realize how. You know how the two characters, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, act. They don't have Avengers around them, so they've had to learn and get thrusted into being Spider-Man by themselves.
Yeah.
By their own environment, they got thrusted into being Spider-Man.
Right.
Tom Holland is is a reflection of his environment of the Avengers.
Right.
He just wants to be like his heroes that he
Correct.
saw on TV.
Correct.
And when he got superpowers, he said, "I could be one of those guys."
And you made such a good point, Danny. And if you watch the second movie, I didn't even realize it until Alex told me. When he's fighting Mysterio, because he's been in the Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
He grabs the car, has a shield, so references to Captain America, and he
Yes,
grabs like
sir.
an axle of a car as a hammer, referencing Thor, and using their moves to defeat the villain. So once again, Spider-Man is not being Spider-Man. He's acting like everybody else around him and not realizing, bro, you're better than, I won't say better, but
You are yourself. You are your own. You be your own hero.
And quite honestly,
you know?
because of his spider sense, he could whoop Captain America. I believe it.
And
He would
that
whoop Captain America.
it was really dope seeing his spider senses wake up
Wake up
in
dude.
this movie.
What, Danny? It's ramped up to 1,000.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many like. I think you'll enjoy watching these other movies
You
now.
will.
I'm gonna have to.
more.
You will, bro.
And
You
it's
really will.
definitely for people who have seen the movies and now watch this one. They go back and relive the movies and enjoy.
So
it way
what
more.
order, if you guys could say real quick, would you recommend people that want to like go back and watch, or me myself?
I mean, to be honest, just start from like it's gonna be rougher because it's older, but start with the classics.
Yeah.
Do Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire,
Right.
1, 2, and 3.
Three, of
You can
course.
skip 3 if you want to. You'll have somewhat of an understanding over who like Sandman is and their relationship, which would make No Way Home make more sense as when they see each other.
Can I solve that? I feel 3 is one of those movies. It doesn't really connect
like a filler.
that much. It's a
Yeah.
filler, but
100%.
what you can do is go on YouTube, do a recap of the movie. There's
I
no
see.
way.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so don't waste your time
Perfect.
watching that one.
Then
move forward.
Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
1 and 2.
Those are
Then Homecoming if you want to have a little bit more lore, maybe Civil War from the
because that's when he
Avengers.
was actually first introduced in the MCU.
And he has like a decent amount of scenes being introduced into the Avengers that give you a little bit of context. But if you don't want that, you can always do, like you said, a YouTube recap of do Homecoming, Far From Home, and then No Way Home once it's out. Dude, and I feel like you'll enjoy because
and no other like Avenger movies or
besides Endgame and Infinity War, he was in them in very select scenes.
He was in them, but he wasn't. You have to understand those movies were not about Spider-Man.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, it's like everybody.
There's scenes for you to enjoy about Spider-Man being in them and doing like cool shit, but they don't add any context to his character development.
And knowing you're like just knowing you long enough as a friend, like I'm predicting right now. I think your favorite Spider-Man is going to be Tom Holland, the very first one, because the only reason I'm saying that
Tobey Maguire?
No, not Tobey Maguire. I mean Tom Holland.
Oh, like
Tom Holland, but like the first movie by him.
First movie by him, because because I know you like it's stemming back from how you always talk about how being a child and like things that you love. There's some specific. I don't want to spoil it, but there's something specific that happens to him where it's like every kid. If you have that inner child inside of you, because you like make YouTube videos, you're going to respect the hustle of what he is. So I'm guessing that it's gonna be your favorite one, but I may be wrong. Though just that I didn't want to spoil it for you, but you know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. It's gonna be cool.
A good reason why these three movies are his trilogy, and the reason there's a specific way that they filmed them. Right. The director wanted to make it feel. I don't know if you know of Ferris Bueller's Day Home. Like the movie?
No.
Very old classic movie. But essentially think of like the 80s and think of like comedy shows in high school, like a high school show from the 80s, right? Okay. Very classic, like goofy, happy-go-lucky.
Oh, no.
Where were we at right
I don't
before
even
we...
Right. Let's just... So guys, yeah, it happened again. So we just
this is probably the longest podcast we've ever done. So the SD card said, "We out."
Yeah, we out.
What were we talking about?
But
the Hulk.
We were talking about.
How do you guys feel about the Hulk?
It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it's kind of dead at this point.
Yeah,
no one really cares about him.
No one really cares. Yeah, I quite honestly.
He's had
dude, he was like pretty popular back then. Wow, I remember having like a little.
He had two.
Popular?
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
When the first Hulk came out, dude. Do you remember that?
I remember having Hulk toys when I was little.
It was like the wrestler or whatever. He was like that big ass wrestler. They just painted green.
No. I know something about. He just never done anything from like for me. The Hulk to me is the most basic.
And I had the video game for the Wii.
Yeah, I really do not.
That was dope. We were like jumping around in the city.
Yeah, you could throw cars.
Yeah, dude, just busted down as the Hulk.
To me,
I'll never forget. So
yard.
when I got here from Cuba, I used to get the games from what's that one place I got went bankrupt? No. The video games.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Damn, I just brought it to my eyes.
I used to get the video games from there and never returned them. Damn, and they would charge me full price.
You son of a bitch!
God damn it!
I missed the scent of the building, dude.
You know what? You know my first game I ever bought there. I'll never forget was Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Ooh,
on the original Xbox. That was the first game I got. I bought. Never forget. That was the first.
Remember
game.
Armageddon, bro?
Dog, come on now.
Oh, dude.
What?
You ever play Mortal Kombat?
I did back in Cuba, but my memory's horrible.
So you play OG Mortal Kombat?
Like, I played like yeah.
That's hard. You're OG for sure.
Yeah,
like
Armageddon, you can create your own character, dude, and you can do special moves as the other characters. There was even like a Kamehameha and stuff from.
And I remember that to unlock the guy with like 6 arms or whatever, you had to like. I forgot how you even unlocked them.
Who was?
I forgot it's Goro.
Goro,
and Chiba,
yeah, the three of them, Goro, Shiva, and Kintaro. Yeah,
Baraka.
You know what was the weirdest thing about that though, bro? So they're four arm, but they're considered dragons. They're from the dragon family. I'm like, how the
where the fuck's his wing at?
That's weird in the lore. Like
he did not drink his Red Bulls.
Right, he really. What gives you wings?
That's funny.
So I think that to go back to what we were talking about before, which was about really Spider-Man becoming more mature, is that I didn't even think about this until you mentioned it. How he's becoming mature. This is how Miles becomes a mature Miles Morales, unless Into the Spider-Verse 2 fixes that, but I don't think it will. Because if you're looking at the overarching picture, Peter has always been a mentor for him. Even the first one, the older Peter, how he grew strength from that Peter's mistakes, and then that Peter then made him like felt comfortable enough to beat the Kingpin, right? Now the next step for that, right, is I don't know how the second movie is gonna be, but then when he finally gets introduced into the MCU, but that Peter being so mature in what he's gone through would make him see the reality of like what it means to be a superhero, like losing somebody close to because of he didn't lose the Prowler because of a mistake that he did. He just was a villain and he just protected his little cousin from getting killed, but he doesn't understand what he means to actually lose somebody because of what you did, a mistake that you did.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, ever since Infinity War, these motherfuckers don't miss. Like, they come out with the most gnarly shit. Can
I be honest with you, bro? I want to say they stopped missing. No, I can't say that, but I think the movie that really took the MCU to the next level because it was more than just a movie, Captain America Winter Soldier.
I would have to agree. That definitely
was a spy.
It definitely spiked it
that's
up.
My favorite. That's still to this day my favorite MCU because it did something for me that no other movie did in the sense that this is real. That speech she gave at the end, how like literally America's crumbling, and I bet I'm not the only one in a room full of like spies and secret agents, was like so inspiring. Like, oh, this is not a superhero movie. This is him literally fighting for better America. To me, that's like, oh shit.
You know what's a good...
Damn, I thought I came for a superhero movie. Now I'm leaving with tears in my eyes because I'm patriotic. Like, well, damn, all right, we're here.
Something that's slept on is Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I think that show
I don't think it's slept. You're right.
That message to the forefront,
at the end of the
sir. Not only the ending,
yes, sir.
But like
sir.
him being on the news and being like, y'all motherfuckers like straight up buried my people.
You did.
You buried us under the ground while we built you back up. And it was like really powerful.
This country was founded on our back. Let's not forget that.
On our back, yep.
And then, bro, the heartwarming part was that he put Homeboy's thing on the museum. Dog.
I cried, bro. I cried.
They don't.
I legit.
You're right. These motherfuckers don't miss. They do.
That's what I'm saying. And the thing is,
they do not miss, bro.
Like, there's always the conversation of like which one was better: WandaVision, Captain Falcon, Loki, and stuff like that. They all hit in their own way.
Correct.
Personally, like, you know, my ranking I'd have to say was Loki was first, Captain Falcon, and then WandaVision, because WandaVision definitely set things up into motion, but I think the other two shows put so much in front of us. And Captain Falcon specifically focusing on ground level stuff, and Loki focusing on the bigger picture things. They just don't miss.
My list would be honestly close. What if?
Oh, I forgot. You're right. That
what
was
if
good.
WandaVision, Loki, Captain and Winter Soldier.
Wow.
And we have the one that just came out,
Hawkeye, which I've only watched like two episodes.
Do you know the?
I know the spoiler already. Yeah.
Well, they really did it for you.
No, I did it myself.
Oh,
it's
you
just
did?
I wasn't fully diving into it.
Can I be honest with you, Smiley? You did do much.
100%. I can tell. It's a Christmas special.
Just the Kingpin did a lot because I know what that means for the Netflix shows like Punisher, Luke Cage, Daredevil. Oh yeah, god damn! I didn't even mean to spoil Hawkeye. Fuck, my bad. Put that in the description.
We're gonna bleep that.
We're gonna bleep that. Yeah, let's just. Oh wow. Oh yeah, my bad on that, guys. But yeah, so essentially, what I was saying is, I know what it means with those Netflix shows that they're now in the official MCU at this point. So.
And Loki and No Way Home, he's going towards.
Yeah, and he grabs the brick, and I was like, oh, nobody else caught that in the movie.
Yeah.
Because apparently. Because there were people next to us in the movie theater who are big Spider-Man fans and they watch Marvel, but they didn't watch the Luke Cage and stuff on Netflix. And they're like, so I noticed you guys were,
Luke Cage, and that show was trash.
You think Luke Cage was trash?
Yeah, even Iron Fist. That was
Iron Fist was pure
butthole,
garbage,
dude.
Butthole.
So was
You know what me and my girlfriend call it? The one that should not be named because that shit was that terrible. But Luke Cage was amazing.
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones was terrible. Punisher was hard, dude.
That was the only show that I'll give acceptance. That and Daredevil.
Daredevil was hard, but Luke Cage was amazing, bro. Come on, we gotta talk about that.
All right.
When he caught the brick, we started going crazy because nobody knew. Like we knew that was Matt Murdock, right, the lawyer, And then when he caught the brick, me and my girl, we were going crazy.
I was
and
buck
the
wild.
People, yeah, when people were next to us, are like, "What are you?" They're like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Boy, you guys are a lot of cash."
I love
That is
his
fucking Daredevil.
his
Like,
suit.
What are we talking about right now?
Like him wearing a casual suit, but still wearing like Daredevil glasses,
Yeah.
like the red tint, giving himself like his identity.
Right.
It's like really
It's
cool.
really cool.
And like to see him catch that brick really fast, it
Right.
almost insinuates he has damn near the same speed as Spider-Man.
He
He
does.
probably sensed the person going
Going
up to
for-
the fucking like going up to the building. He probably sensed the brick, like the coming up to like he's that
do
good.
you know who Daredevil is?
No.
So let's put it in perspective for you, right? So Daredevil is blind. So basically, you know what echolocation is with bats when they shit out noise, and the noise and the wall that it hits goes back, and they're able to know that there's a
Okay, that
They
makes
like
sense.
paint a picture in their
Paint a
head of the
picture in their
image
head.
of what they
from
hear.
the
From the
angle that it's
bounce.
coming
Correct.
from.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Now he does that. He can't see for like if he closes his eyes, it's dark. But when he hits something, when that noise comes back to his ears, he knows what's there based on the vibration. There's a table with edges, right? That's how he sees. So any noise that's coming paints a picture. So the movement of the arm paints a picture that there's a person throwing something. So he's almost like predicting the future where you're going to. That's what makes him such an amazing fighter, because he's fighting you, but he's predicting all your punches based on body movement. And
Gotcha.
I'm gonna throw one small thing out there before we move on.
Yeah.
Because he's met Spider-Man now and he's canon, one of the things that Daredevil uses as a tool, think of like, you know how people use nunchucks?
Mm-hmm.
Think of nunchucks minus the chains,
Yeah.
and think of strings holding the two ends together.
Correct.
And he throws that like the baton basically and murks people from a
From
distance.
distance, correct. Like batarangs essentially.
He just met Spider-Man. So he's gonna like, I don't know if that kind of connected it, right?
yeah.
He's gonna be able to teach him with echolocation how to. Like, he's probably gonna make him that,
Right,
right?
exactly.
To use that
To use,
baton in
correct.
fights,
In fights.
which would be really cool to like have more tie-in with the characters.
So question: Spider Sense or Daredevil's echolocation? Who wins? Who wins that?
The location.
I think the
sounds-
echolocation is better.
Yeah.
Spider sense just gives you warnings,
Yeah.
right? And it gives you warnings when something's coming for you, rather than echolocation giving you an advantage of knowing before you even enter a fight.
Right. So now, but the thing is, when Spider-Man fights, his Spider Sense is obviously like helping him like understanding.
It's kind of hard though, you know what I mean?
Right,
I'm not gonna knock Daredevil, but it's a
Right.
blind dude.
Yeah,
Like
you
you can't.
Now think about it though. Remember in the
He
show,
did. He murked
in
everybody.
the show, you know how the
He-
best shot you have to beat this guy. There were these ninjas, and what they discovered was they lowered the heartbeat.
there
They
was
lowered their heart rate enough, because it's so hard to fight somebody who can literally hear your heartbeat and knows your emotion. So while they lower the heartbeat, they don't make noise with their feet, and they move so quickly that the picture gets painted when the moment the hit lands on him, right? So it's hard to get an echolocation if they're moving so fast.
Yeah,
faster than
dude, you can't see the
vibration.
swing.
You can't
Oh.
see the swing.
You
Yeah.
see Shang-Chi?
So,
No, I haven't even seen that.
Okay. There's a scene in Daredevil that they took and they used in Shang-Chi, but essentially it's one of the most cinematic, like, most expert shots in cinematic history in Daredevil.
Really?
Really?
And it's a continuation shot.
Oh yeah.
And continuation shots basically means, you know how in fighting scenes typically it's hypercutting, like
It's
doom, doom,
hypercut.
doom?
Yeah.
His fighting scene,
I think John Wick did that first, low-key.
Daredevil came out first.
Oh shit, you're right.
And John Wick utilized
You're right.
that
Oh,
fighting
yeah,
style.
yeah. My fault.
Oh, I know what fighting style you're talking about.
It
then,
just
'cause I've
continues,
seen-
and you just see it.
Yeah.
Picture a long ass hallway with fucking 30 to 40 dudes,
No
and
cut.
it's like a 2D
Wow.
perspective.
That's it.
And you just see him going down the hall,
Hallway,
murking people,
murking
bum,
people.
bum,
The best
bum.
scene
People
ever.
coming from
Damn.
behind him, trying to hold on to the people, and like
Amazing.
people coming at him. He's like kicking them. You see him jump off the sidewalls, and you just see him go down this hallway, getting so tired.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, dude, and you know what? That's actually, and I'm sorry, it wasn't an original shot. It was actually an original shot from like this old cinematic Japanese fighting movie. I can't recall it right now, but I gotta pay homage to the OGs.
Right.
But it was so good that it changed the way people do fighting scenes in the modern day
Correct.
cinema, which
And
is
now
really
you
really
have
cool.
Movies like
John Wick
and you
that
have,
do those type of
Yeah.
things.
And then you have the Netflix one that came out, which is Extraction. If you ever watched Extraction, that one did it too.
And they low key kind of did it in No Way Home with the fighting scene at the end
They
where he
kinda
was
did.
he picking up
Yeah,
Green
notice
Goblin,
how
tossing his
like
ass,
there was no cut.
and
It
he's
was
just
one
bomb,
shot. Just
bomb, bomb, just murking on him. So
Gotta give homage to Creed. the first fight in Creed.
With
Michael B. Jordan.
love
very
him, by the
first
way.
movie,
Love him.
Great guy. That boxing fight, would you probably enjoy it because it's like literal. It's like watching actual UFC fight because there's no cuts.
He goes
when you watch
hard,
it.
dude.
It's literally like one boxing match, and he actually took the real punches for real in real life. Like when you actually look at the behind the scenes, actually got hit in the face for like they were going blow for blow. It was.
He's gonna, those old fashioned like slow
No,
mo.
dude, he was.
I want to go back,
True.
or like in some way. I like having different angles. It's just more
Engaging.
engaging.
Yeah.
I don't think so at all.
Stop being lazy,
I think
bro.
so, and
It's not even being lazy. Just literally like.
It's a
No, it's
formula.
you being lazy when editing. Don't be lying.
it is
no,
hard. It
no.
definitely is difficult.
Dude.
It is, but can I be honest with you though? In the sense that, if
Like,
you're
I
making a
like this.
I feel like you're making a YouTube video. Like if I'm watching, you don't even watch.
Dude,
the
I
podcast
use-
for literally watching.
You know what, though?
You listen to a podcast.
Yeah,
with
but you know
visuals.
But
what?
when you have that
majority
extra-
of podcasts are stationary. They're never really like multi angles. And
Well,
stuff. That's like
every
that.
single podcast I watch is multi-angled though.
Joe Rogan, the best podcaster.
He's
That's
multi-angled.
multi-angle. Well,
But
triple
barely,
angle,
though,
right?
but
Triple
barely,
angle.
but not really though. Like when you look at it, like for the most part, it's him like just talking. It's mostly like just two of them on a desk.
That's
There's
true.
definitely pros-
You're
there's pros
focused
and
more on
cons.
the
Yeah,
on what they're
Unless you wanna
saying.
do something like that, where because think about it, if I'm watching a podcast, if it's switching angle to angle, it kind of does something to my brain. It's like, what action are you doing, and why am I zoomed in on you? Right when I'm supposed to be listening.
well,
to what you're saying.
you're speaking, so you're seeing whoever's speaking.
I don't need to see who you. Is it just me? No, I'm like literally. Is it just
I
me?
think-
Where I just want to hear. I want to hear. Have you
Well,
ever,
when
like,
a podcast on you, I don't know. It depends how you're watching it. If you just have it in your background, then it doesn't matter.
right for me,
If you're
though,
eating,
to be
it's
honest
better
with
for
you, like in his defense, because I have ADD, it's almost. Do you know what Cocomelon is? Like the show.
Oh, dude, 130 million subscribers. Literally
Yeah.
saw it yesterday.
Their
or a couple days
formula.
ago. Crazy.
If you watch a video from the beginning, every scene you can count 1, 2, 3. Next scene 1.
Well, it's
2,
for little
3,
kids as
4.
well. So
And think
it's
of-
gotta be.
That's how TikTok is.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you do it on YouTube or with videos, the amount of attention you have to understand is our attention span, unfortunately, as a
Very,
society,
very low.
has dwindled down to damn near about 8 seconds now. And it used to be 5 minutes. That's why YouTube videos like David Dobrik would be 3 minutes or 4. So having multiple angles, not only am I focused on what the person's saying, but I'm physically seeing something move and keeping me attentive.
And that's why
You
I'm as
know?
well.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
no,
I
like
need.
Noel and Cody Ko, like those are two of my favorite podcasters,
Yeah.
and they have multiple angles, not only a dual angle for both of them, but singular angles.
And it
for-
just seems
by
a little more
themselves.
professional, you know? Like you're taking it
just
serious.
seems- yeah, you have more in your product.
Right.
Basically.
So let me. So here's my. Because you mentioned something that's like both of you guys was like you have ADD, right? I don't know if I have that, but that's never been an issue for me. I've never had an issue. If I'm enjoying something, I don't need it to be like quite honestly. If I'm enjoying something, right? Like if I'm in class or whatever, like I always thought I had a problem sitting in class because I always had to do something, move around. But once I find a class that I enjoy, like history or art or photography, when I take that in college, I never needed to move because I was engaged the entire time. So for me, if I like something, I don't need it to do more. As long as I'm engaged, as long as you have my attention with the topic you're talking about. For example, Danny, a lot of crypto videos I watch, Matt's Crypto, Journey's Crypto, all these guys, they have one shot just talking about crypto. For me, I just want the knowledge and what crypto should I invest in, what NFT should I invest in. I don't need you to change your angles on me because you already got my attention with the knowledge.
It's very specific, right? And also, nobody is you, right? And a lot of people, especially people that I grew up with, we need like a stimuli.
Right.
And that is with changing angles. Because if I'm sitting here and like there's only one angle, there's only so much that your brain can retain till you drift.
Wait, should I keep all this in or do we cut this out?
No,
I don't know.
Good. I think we should.
Yeah, are we gonna keep it in? We're talking about podcasts.
We love y'all.
You know?
Yeah. But I see what you mean though. But I see what you're talking
But
about.
I totally get where you're coming from for as far as like if it's good enough, there shouldn't be need for access things, but it's
Right.
not necessarily for the sake of showing off or anything. It's more for the sake of thinking of others' attention spans,
Right.
and
Yeah.
thinking of how they can retain information.
And generally speaking, like like we joke around about me being lazy. Like I've done multiple.
Oh,
podcasts
for
with
sure,
different
for
angles.
sure.
Like personally, I just never. For me, like I'm doing this, like, but I've never seen a reason to why. Just me personally, I just never see a reason like why I do need multiple angles. I'm a believer of like simplicity. For example, this is why I kind of like Apple phones, right? Simplicity.
Ooh, we
I
gotta
like-
talk about Elon's new phone that might come out.
Right.
I'm gonna leave
I don't
Apple.
know- I don't know much about that, to be honest.
Me neither. I just know that it might be better.
And like a triple camera is gonna run off the sun, which is a little crazy.
Put chips in our brain.
Put chips in our brain, all that. But yeah.
Become a full-on robot.
iRobot, dude.
Great movie. I
Solid,
don't really hated
dude.
it, but I
No,
love that
Fred,
movie.
no. It's totally
Fred.
wrong movie,
Right.
but it fits.
But it's like that wig. I think it's like, but that robot really sold that wig, bro. No, but what I was saying is, it's just that I'm a believer of like simplicity is always best. Maybe I'm small-minded, but like the simpler you can make something, the easier it just that not easier, but it just flows, right? You know what I mean? It just flows. In the words of Jocko, I'm pretty sure you watched another Joe Rogan. You know Jocko.
Yeah, of
Willink?
course.
Remember what he was saying, where he was like, a lot of people think being a Marine is extremely difficult, like on the like gun information. He's like, as a matter of fact, anybody could literally like follow the orders, because when you're in a battlefield, you have to make split-second decisions. The easier or the more simplistic we can make the orders and the mission structure, just works. Everybody knows their thing, right? Because you're in a make split-second decision. So it's kind of like the idea that the more you make something simplistic, the easier it is for everybody to get on board, and the easier it is for the message to go across. It's not convoluted. So that's what, if that makes any sense.
Shot on iPhone.
Yeah. Oh damn, that's funny. But yeah, that's where I'm coming from. That's
No, I get that. I definitely understand that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
pew 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 lasers. Like, fucking like,
With just sound
They
effects.
just talk-
What is up? Bing, bing.
Wow. Screen, bro.
Wow.
Wow. Yo, like in Spider-Verse where it's like all the hyperbole
Yeah.
going around. Oh, dude, that's great. Oh man.
Man.
I think the way that we should wrap up No Way Home, I want to see our ratings for the movie. Like, quite honestly, I'm curious, because you might be interested by my answer. Honestly,
I'm going to have to
from a scale of 1 to 10.
come at it from a critical standpoint, because
Okay.
there was some plot holes in the movie, to be honest.
Fair enough.
But they're so overlooked because of the greatness of everything else.
100%.
It's got to be a solid, like, dude, it's a 10 for me, bro.
It's a
I'm
10 for
sorry.
you?
Like,
Okay, no,
it's
cool.
so weird.
It's cool,
like,
bro. It's
as
cool.
bad as, like, there's, I don't know, man. It has to be
What's
a
the
10.
bad thing about the movie that you guys didn't like, or that you didn't like?
There's like small things, and like I guess it can be explained by caveats or whatever, but like Electro never knew who the fuck Peter Parker was. He never got told who Peter Parker was. There was only one small, I guess, implied moment where he was trying to tell Gwen to get the fuck back, and she goes, Peter, and like calls him by his real name out of just like
Just
adrenaline or whatever.
Right.
And you can see him go,
Peter.
because he's heard that name before, but I don't think he's known who Peter Parker was. So that's like a small thing. And then there's also like, I don't think Sandman or like, he didn't have really any incentive to be evil.
To you,
You know,
he kinda
just, like,
you
swayed
want to
with
see his
it.
daughter,
Right.
And if anything, I thought he would be like, why don't I
Didn't
help?
Spider-Man
Yeah.
like tell him like, "Oh, why are you even fighting against us?
He's
We're
like-
trying to."
He's like, I just
He
wanna-
helped.
We're on your
he
side.
helped at the beginning when Electro was fighting him. So
Yeah.
it's like it was a really bit. It was strange, right? They all could have stayed in the prison. They didn't even need to go to the fucking apartment while he
Right.
was doing his thing.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just think that for the sake of them not getting caught by Doctor Strange, they had to get him away to a certain degree.
Right.
So like small gripes here. And
I'm not
there.
gonna lie. At first, I was like, "Why is he trying to change their past? Just take them back to their where they came
that's what he
from."
should have done.
It's
honestly.
because-
Yeah, it's like I found it dumb in the beginning.
Think about
I
how-
still think it's dumb.
Yeah.
It would
Oh.
have been so much.
Like,
I
why are you
think-
trying to change their past?
Yes.
That's
It's
how I was
because of
feeling.
the fight with the Vulture. I think it really like brought it out because he really cared about the girl in the first movie.
Okay.
And then his father, the father of the daughter, like the plot twist is that he's the Vulture, and he knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and he's driving them to prom. The daughter gets out, and he goes like this with the rear view, and like, whoop. And like when they fight, he has a sense of like, you're a dad. Like, I don't want to fucking hurt you, you know, but I have to because you're trying to hurt me and people that I care for.
Right.
So I think it's almost like that lesson with what they were explaining. It's a little bit strange because he's a superhero to not be like, y'all are villains. Let me not help you. Especially from what he's gone through.
For me, it's just good point too. I look at it in another lens. I think that he's a child. He's thinking that he could
And
save the world.
He's bringing villains
Yeah.
to his apartment, dog. Like that's such a kid
child
thing to do.
Correct. And he's a kid. And I think that's the point they got across. In my opinion,
And why'd they leave Lizard in a bus or like in the back of a?
Because they technically, I actually was thinking of that. They didn't want him to go in like the fucking lobby because he's a fucking lizard.
and that's the lizard climbing up. Well, he could have.
They were
And already
climbing either way.
They already had like people with cameras
Good
already
camera.
there, so
Oh,
he
true.
couldn't like climb up the walls
climb
and
up
shit.
the walls and stuff. Yeah.
But you're right, dude. He is a kid, you know.
kid.
And
He's a
they
17-year-old
even
kid, yeah.
showcased it with like MJ and Ned, where she like turns around, and she's like, "I'll press it," and like kind of acting like a kid in a sense. And they really brought that home.
And they're
She
like-
never pressed
and
it.
they're like, we believe you.
She never pressed it.
never
She should
pressed
have.
She should have pressed it. But honestly, a more mature people would just press that fucking button. It was over with.
My girl was saying the fact that this movie, the first time she watched it, she was like, "This feels like an SNL skit." Because it was just so weird. Like things were happening at such a rate.
Wow,
Like
I never even
with
thought
like
about that.
Ned
That's funny,
pulling the
yeah.
portals and then like randomly like, "Hey guys," it was like really like, what the fuck is going
Right.
on?
Yeah.
You know.
I have
But
to see the second time, which I plan on doing.
but ultimately, the way that they kind of came through
I
and
got
Ned
you with
getting
the
his
website.
powers, yes sir.
yes, sir.
So ultimately, that's why I think even though they have small things that are weird, I think that because it ties the other two movies in so well and like closes the chapter of him being a kid, it's a 10 for me.
It's a 10. Okay. You wanna
I'll go.
Yeah.
At first, I said, I found it pretty much childish that he wanted to save them for no reason.
Correct.
Maybe I didn't see it from your perspective because I haven't seen the previous movies
For
or
sure.
when he's experienced different things.
No, but I think, but we share the same view. On
Yeah.
being a kid versus being
I would say
young.
probably like a
He was nice. I didn't even think about that.
9.5.
9.5.
Solid.
Just- yeah,
It's
9.5.
solid, 100%.
Yeah.
So for me, it's gonna be a little bit weird, right? And quite honestly, bro, I mean that hard. I love this movie. This movie, I have to go back and rethink my list of like
Yeah,
best
dude.
because this movie is incredible, dude. Seriously, incredible.
Top 10?
And-
Top 5?
Top
Dude,
3.
And I'm not talking
Wow.
about. I'm not even talking about like MC.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
100%.
movies I've seen as a whole. Nothing has made me feel the way
8
this
Miles
movie
like one
feels.
for me, right? But
You mean like no? Seriously, like you're not wrong. For me, it's Lord of the Rings, the first one. That captured my imagination and what really means to be
Especially at the time, right?
Especially at the time.
So,
No, Lord of the
yeah.
Rings is one of
Super
up there.
ahead of
Everybody
its time.
knows that
Influential.
Lord of the Rings is amazing. Fantasy at the time was even a thing until this movie opened the floodgates and everybody else wants to do all these shows now, right? So that's what's gonna be one for me. But in terms of my biggest problem with the movie, the caveats, yes, you mentioned those are two good points you mentioned as well, and of course him being childish, but those are not that deep. But my biggest problem is from the very beginning of the movie, it's the idea that why did we wait so long to bring Tobey Maguire and bring Andrew Garfield? Now hear me out. I get it that they had to build to that point, right? There was a legitimate reason, and they were all looking for Spider-Man. But we came here. We came here, and I think to
you're
fix the
talking
problem
about in the movie.
in
Got
the
you.
movie. And I know what it is. Probably don't have enough time. I get it. You don't want to make a 3-hour movie, but I feel like this is one of those movies where I would not mind sitting here for an extra hour.
I did find it kind of like
Jarring.
like
Yeah,
boring
jarring,
in a way
boring in a
way.
before they came
Very
out.
nonchalant.
Very nonchalant.
Yeah.
Very
Correct.
anticlimactic, really.
And also, because they had to get up to that point, Spider-Man, the world knowing his identity, felt so rushed, right? Do you ever felt that feeling like it was, okay, one helicopters in the apartment, the new year of school happened.
Yes.
And then now this happened.
Actually-
and I was like, can we just,
There's
just
just a lot
slow
happening.
down
Yeah.
and let us see how he's experiencing people know his
It
identity.
felt like you know how you get
slow
those
it-
previews before the movie?
Yeah,
it kind of felt like a
Before
preview.
the trailer
It's like-
itself.
Yeah.
I hate that, dude.
It's like damn dog, like let's just see how Peter feels. And the one time I feel like they actually did was a whole little like 5-minute arc of the kids not getting into Harvard to the school that they want to go to because of responsibility. And then as soon as we're getting that boom, Dr.
Ock
Ock appears
and Green.
and Green. I was like, okay, wow,
So-
that's.
I
and
blame
then-
TikTok.
And as soon as they bring in
You're right.
Andrew Garfield in that one, their portion was so small. I
Yeah.
was like, it's so good, but can I just get another hour of them actually being together and answer all these questions, all these memes, and them having dinner together, talking? Hey, what is it like being Spider? Like, to me, I would have loved that so much, and that's why I'm giving the movie like a 9, because I really feel like they should have been there since the 30 minutes of like Tom Holland, but give us like really the entire movie with Andrew Garfield. And
For sure.
everything. That's my problem.
Especially because it's just a one-time thing. I'm pretty
One-time
sure.
thing.
Like,
I'm
make
pretty
it
sure.
happen.
Make it,
Like,
let's
you know?
make it happen for real. Like, let's give the people what they're looking for. But that's me.
So I think you're right in the sense that like they definitely should have deserved more screen time and more connection.
Oh, geez,
I
man.
guess they
make-
wanted to be
yeah.
safe with it and not do extra, and then it becomes a little bland.
I low key,
I feel that too. I get it. Yeah.
if there was more, we would have had more connection towards Andrew saying "I love you guys" and
Yeah.
like those moments, right? Those pockets of time
thank you.
of like
Thank
them
you so
holding
much.
each other. Like we needed a
Yes.
little bit more
Th-
of a struggle
struggle.
for them to fully feel bonded.
Correct.
I just feel like you know.
For example, can you imagine how cool it would have been, right? If there's this conflict between, like, imagine how hard that scene would have hit harder when he stopped the glider. If previously before they had an argument talking about, I didn't want to kill this man, but you shouldn't kill this man.
Yeah,
right?
like
And
a whole
there's
conflict.
There's a conflict,
And then he has to step in
He
to
has to step
fully
in
be to block him.
to
Like,
block
yeah.
him, that would
I
have
agree with you.
Bro, that would
would've
have
been
been
dope.
intensified because there was a prior conflict before this, and this is the climax of that conflict.
So there's also the idea, like, I didn't like, to be honest with you, and this is one of those things that I had to almost patch over. Dude, Tobey Maguire got stabbed hard.
I saw that.
He got
I
stabbed
thought he was
fucking
gonna die.
hard.
You mean
Why
Kane, I thought
didn't he die?
Yeah, I thought he was
There
gonna
would have been
die.
a lot of people that were upset, but why didn't he
It would have
die?
hit
And why
home.
did they patch it over as if like he's been stabbed before? I
times.
get that, but dude,
You literally
you
took
know
some
how
emotional
much
moment.
more impactful
If
it would
it
have been if you
would've
let
been
one of your own.
I got
cells
emotional. I'm
die?
like, damn, he
To
dies at the
save
end.
this kid?
To save
This
you,
you.
dude, the one that made the problem.
Because you're so
That's what
much
I'm
more
saying,
and you
dude.
see the road that would lead him down on, and you
Yep.
rather lose your life to let this 17.
The person who
That would've
said
been
already,
so
don't do
hard.
it.
Yeah,
it would have been
bro.
another lesson on top of a lesson.
Yeah.
So that would have
Damn,
been
dude,
great,
That would have been
dude.
so good, bro. Like that would have hit so much emotional notes for me, and that's why I cannot. That's literally what's stopping me from giving this movie a 10. Literally, I want to do it so fucking bad. Like,
I
this movie
think I might
deserves
need a
10.
9.5 it just because we just uncovered
no,
like
real talk,
with
like,
talking through it. To be honest
yeah.
with you, because that is a big piece, like
a-
where it's like, damn, you really missed.
You really
you missed the
miss it.
moment.
You
You
missed
know.
the moment, and that's what's. Dog, I really wish I could give the movie a 10, bro. And that's stopping. I'm just gonna give it like a 9. Like that's just a 9. It's like I just wanted more. Just so
Small
much
little
more
thing
Garfield.
too.
Yeah.
You know how every superhero has like their own like phrase and catchphrase and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When Andrew Garfield was supposed to be Spider-Man, there was conversation for when Tom Holland was taking the torch for not Kevin Feige, but Amy Pascal.
Okay.
There was emails. You know how like there was a huge information leak basically over like their timeline and things like that. There was an email from Amy Pascal and this other dude that was trying to help make Spider-Man more relatable.
Okay.
And around that time, I think it was like 2017, there was a hashtag going around that was NBD, no big deal.
Okay.
And they kept pitching it and pitching it. Amy Pascal was like, "No, that's like dumb. We don't want to do that." But later down the road, we like get to now, Andrew Garfield actually said it.
No big deal.
And when they were in the lab, he's just like, "I've been thinking about a cure for lizard." What? No big deal. And then they're
Oh,
like,
really?
he's just like, "No big deal," and he grabs the thing or whatever, and he continues. So it's cool that it's almost like gone down the pipeline and
Right.
finally made its
Finally
way
made
in,
its way.
and almost become like a catchphrase, and we might be able to see him say it again in a sense, but
Right.
it's not something that
No.
they're forcing as like,
As, like,
he lands, no big deal,
No big
you
deal,
know,
'cause
like
that's corny. That,
would be
that's
bad.
100%,
corny.
and-
You need it to be built, like like let it.
Man.
Imagine if you got a whole hour of him, right? Just
No big
sprinkling back
deal.
here and there, like
Goofy,
It's like,
dude.
yeah, you drop some, no big deal. I'll get it. Like you do it enough, it starts like clicking in subconscious. Like he says that word a lot, not just landing. No big deal. I'm here. No, like that's lame. That's corny. We don't want that, But yeah, I think that's how like for me that's a rating for the movie.
so overall the movie's a rewatch, pretty much, right? Like,
100%.
it's
Yeah,
like-
definitely.
It's an ownable movie,
I'll
I
see this
think.
movie probably 4 more times
Definitely.
throughout the years. 100%.
Dude, when I go to actually New Jersey, I'm gonna go see it again with
Yeah.
like, all of
No,
our boys, dude.
facts,
It's gonna be
bro.
awesome.
We have to,
100%,
bro. It's gonna be
100%.
crazy.
Give me that link though. I'm not paying for it.
Dude,
It's funny, bro.
it's probably on there already.
yeah,
Actually.
it's just on watch, bro.
On watch, bro. On demand.
Homie behind the screen go, I dare you to link. I dare you to link in.
Go ahead, bro. God damn. Amazon Prime shipping that movie, dog. Like, with the first day shipping.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, dude. Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Jesus.
Does that wrap it up?
God
That is the
damn.
longest
Yeah,
podcast.
that was-
Wow.
Thank you guys for real.
No,
dude.
thank you
Honestly.
for coming along.
Dude, no,
Jesus,
for real, bro.
dog,
Honestly,
like-
thank you. It's been a blast. For real.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this another?
Oh wait, I wanted to mention one more thing. So I
Yeah.
read somewhere that Tom Holland. Wait, what?
Your flash?
What is that? What's that matter, bro?
Where's your flash on?
Is Tom Holland the guy that they said he basically said he wanted to be Spider-Man and he wanted to date Zendaya? Is
Yeah,
there
he's manifesting hard.
Right.
He manifested so
Super hard.
when he was younger.
When he was
did
younger.
like a movie or whatever, and he was on like the red carpet. He's like, there was like, oh, if you could play any superhero, who could you play? Oh, I don't think I could, but I really would love to play Spider-Man.
Dude,
and I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
damn, that's really wild. And then again with the Zendaya.
Now he's like the biggest
Who's
star.
your celebrity
literally.
crush? He's just like, oh, I think it's Zendaya.
Y'all remember?
And I'm like, yes,
Imagine.
sir.
Celebrity crush.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. This is gonna be super weird, but my first celebrity crush.
I'm not gonna mention mine, by the way.
Was actually my first celebrity crush was actually fucking. I know it's gonna sound crazy. Was what's her face from Scooby Doo? What's her name?
Daphne, bro?
Daphne, y'all.
Wait, I know
Velma?
why.
The glass.
I know why.
Dude, with the dress scene. Bro, that shit legit as a kid, like a cartoon.
Hey, y'all clean out. Mom, Velma's on.
Velma!
That's funny.
Dude, that's so funny. But that was my first. But my actual favorite crush would always have to be what's her name? Angelina Jolie. Her lips are.
Oh,
amazing.
dude.
Angelina's
Really?
gorgeous woman, honestly.
Or, what's her name? Damn.
I just wanted to say Michael B. Jordan. Actually,
Michael B.
to be
Jordan.
honest with you, he's fucking hot.
Damn, I don't really have anybody that I've looked up to that much.
Not look up to, just think that's hot. Like a crush.
Someone that's hot.
Yeah. Henry Cavill. You're gorgeous, dude. And Angelina Jolie.
My boy Robert Downey.
Dude, I don't know.
Robert Downey handsome. He's yummy. No cap.
I do love, what's his name? Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah,
He's fucking awesome,
I'm talking
dude.
about Chris Evans too. The dude's jawline is a little.
That
bit
motherfucker
big,
held
so-
a whole helicopter.
I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you're
Aquaman,
muscle. I'm like,
Aquaman.
baby, close
You
your
like
eyes.
Aquaman?
Close your eyes. Oh, Jason Momoa. Or
Jason
My
Momoa,
mans.
dude. Give me that hair, bro.
What?
Let me
Have y'all saw
hold
that
that
picture
shit.
where his bodyguards are like he's like what? He's like he looks like he's guarding his body.
Wait, why are we talking about guys?
You're right. Bro.
Dude, I can't remember her name, but I don't know anybody's name. What's the name of the movie where they're twins, but it's actually one girl, and it's like she's younger. Came out like years ago.
Freaky Friday, bro.
Dude, you lost me there, dude. I don't know.
I actually have no idea what you're talking.
Sisters,
Twin
bro?
sisters that are
No,
one
but
person.
it's one person. It's super popular movie,
Twin sisters that is one human being.
and it was from this one girl.
Dude, I have no idea.
This is my
dude.
favorite movie when I was a little kid. What's that lady's
Home
name?
Alone, bro.
Oh, Dad, this guy said Home Alone. Wow. He changed the whole character arc for the girl, dog.
Damn, I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
Kevin instead of Kevin, Melissa. Like I don't know, bro.
Ooh,
Like,
bro.
ooh. Anyways, we can just while Danny's still thinking, before we close off, can you do the voice? My man Alex has one.
Oh, and
specific
say
voice
where they
here.
can follow you and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
For sure.
So before he says all that, though, can you make the voice that made you fall in love with your voice? It is. God damn, Danny, you only deep off the mic.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Do the voice, bro.
Which one?
You know what I'm talking about. Come on. The
Oh,
the brew from Halo, bro.
that
That's
shit goes
hard.
hard,
That shit goes
dude.
hard, bro. Alright, let them know where it can follow you, bro. What you be doing, all that. We're gonna put
Yeah.
in the description.
On Twitch, it's Sergeant Sweckland. 2 words, and Sweckland is 1 word. It's really confusing. I'm trying to literally beat an
Wait, what
anatomy.
is Sweatland?
Sweat gland. I'm
Sweat
trying to beat
gland.
anatomy. It's fucking hard. I'm going uphill. Cartwheels uphill, really.
That's hilarious. dog.
On Instagram, it's Sergeant Sweaty, and I believe on TikTok, it's
I'll follow you right now.
Sergeant Sweaty as
On
well.
TikTok, Sergeant Sweaty.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
And then I also, low key, I don't mean to like do a little bit of a another side thing for
No,
TikTok too.
Please, go ahead.
In Rocket League, if there's anyone that does like clips and stuff and want their videos like casted,
Right.
I do like duets and stuff where I pretend to be like a caster from a sports show, and I duet like clips and stuff like that too. So if you want to check that out too, you're more than welcome. It's caster.rl.
Okay, fair enough. Cast it out, RL, bro. We're gonna
I can't
put that
type.
in the description. It's cool. Thank you for saying that, Alex.
Thank you
guys,
so much. Seriously.
Thank you for sir. Thank you. Seriously,
Yes,
pulling
sir,
through,
dude.
dog.
No,
Dude, I learned a lot. I
Dude,
think it was a great podcast.
so
Longest
much.
podcast.
Longest
Yeah,
podcast.
dude. It's been great.
I just hope
It was
that
great.
you guys have as much fun as you do listening as we had fun doing it. We'll see you guys next time. And you said am I doing the inspirational?
You always do the inspiration.
From the above Alex himself, if you have any idea of what you could do, even though it has a insignificant could be, you can never know who you're impacting. Like when he thought streaming was just streaming, and that he kind of like saved that dude's life. Honestly, me and Danny thought of doing this, and we actually did it 6 months later. We're now episode 19. So
18.
anything that you're doing, just 18. But when they see this,
Yeah, we're quitting after 19.
I'm dead. Yeah, we peaked at we peaked at the first episode.
Sayonara.
Yeah. But honestly, guys, whatever you're thinking about, just do it.
100%. And don't stop.
Just do it.
Even if you think you're not making an impact, keep going because you are and you will if you're
You're
not.
amazing.
100%.
You're an awesome person. With that being said, guys, thank you for listening.
Love you guys.
All right.
Peace.
Dude,
Yo.
fuck yeah, dog.
Sheesh.
Let's-
Camera died.
Let's go.
I died, right? Can you imagine like that slither right there?
That's funny.
God